just wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person. I deserve this, I just wanna break these chains. Always asking for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen too many once that I so they get famous. And when I say the truth, most really can't take it. In spite of everything I've been through, I'ma make it. Fake friends, but on my downfall is toxic. Day one, started to outlaws for profit. Now all I do is write verses, no talking. All I do is put the work in, no option. This was everything I ever wanted. Created a legacy off of me just being honest. And the fake ones hate, but it's all to no avail. They wanna see me lose, but you know I never fail.
Okay, let's get this show on the fuck. Whatever. Let's get this bitch on the road. Let's get it. Oh. '83 Mario support games. That's 31. What the fuck is that? That thing looks crazy. How's it going, Nigel?
Troubling reports are incoming from Cyberstan. Something we have long feared, dear Helldivers.
The reports are true. This disgusting amalgamation of man and machine, known as the cyborgs, are back.
See, he should be the one doing the intro. That dude's got the voice for it.
Fueled by nothing but rage and socialism, the cyborgs will stop at nothing until they see our way of life destroyed. First, we have the agitators. They are the field commander of the Automaton Legion. Equipped with heavy armor, they are disgusting and inexorable tide across the battlefield, with the ability to take direct command over their automaton underlings. The radicals represent 100 years of contempt for democracy. Forgoing heavy armor, they use their cybernetics and bioenhancements to push their bodies to the brink. Armed with heavy shotguns and techno...
Those things look fucking annoying, dude. Holy shit.
The job is simple. Get close and personal with the divers and make their day a living hell. Finally, we have the voice of Cyberstan, the Vox engine. Dual heavy laser cannons, a rocket array, and heavy...
What the hell is that thing?
Defense. Patrolling across the battlefield, they blare out delusional propaganda of cyborg superiority. And because of this...
It actually spits out propaganda, dude. It spits out propaganda while it moves.
Cyborg superiority. And because of this, it is of utmost importance that we put an end to this metal menace once and for all.
We have a historic chance to reclaim this planet from the grasp of our enemy. Should we fail? No.
Democracy for all.
Look at me, Helldiver. Look at me. Failure is not an option. You must face them. You must face them, and you must fight them. You must fight them with the strength in your heart, in your arm, in your leg, in your other leg, and in your last arm. You must fight them with your bullets. You must fight them with your bombs. We cannot let the cyborgs hole up on Cyberstan. We cannot let them hide from the blinding light of freedom.
We stand at the precipice of Cyberstan. They threaten our way of life. Liberate us from this machinery of oppression.
That's what's up. That 6-minute trailer. There's no reason you should be having a 6-minute trailer, bro. This looks sick. What is this? Hold on. What is this? Large-scale air warfare. I don't know what this is. It looks okay, though. Looks alright. I don't know. I don't know about that game. Overwatch. The hell is this? What is this?
Carving the future at every step.
There's not even any gameplay in this. Care about this? Where's the gameplay? How you have a game with no gameplay? Should be illegal to post a game without any gameplay. Besiege. This is Besiege? No way. This is Besiege. That's crazy. After all of that, he got hit with a meteor. Oh, shit. Okay. We're going to move on from this. Ghislaine Maxwell bodily testified, huh? Actually, you know what? Before we start this, did the critical drinker upload anything new? I don't think Decoy would have. Nope. Oh, wait. Nah. I don't know how the hell you playing Kazan on hardcore, bro. I could not. If it's a Souls-like, it shouldn't have difficulty, so it's not a Souls-like game. It's just hard for the sake of being hard at this point. Okay. So, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Before Congress on February 9. What is today? So let's see what she said.
Ms. Maxwell,
Nothing. She said fucking nothing. She looks like shit.
were you a close friend and confidant of Jeffrey Epstein?
I would like to answer your question, but on the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer this question.
She sounds
Let
like
me guess. She says this for every question she's asked, doesn't she?
a bitch too, doesn't she?
I therefore invoke my right to silence under the Fifth Amendment.
I think
Man, they need to sit down with this lady and say, bitch, you either start talking or we're gonna cut your fucking tongue out.
to open up Guantanamo Bay again.
Ms. Maxwell, did you at any time play any role in Jeffrey Epstein's activities involving the recruitment, grooming, or trafficking of young women or girls?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right.
I can
Ms.
see why they're
Maxwell.
mad. She roaches out like a
I
bitch.
invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Ms. Maxwell, is it your intention to answer every question with the assertion of your Fifth Amendment right?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Holy shit, bro.
Spamming. She said she is down to go and say something, but she wants Donald to give her a total fucking pardon. On my advice, Ghislaine Maxwell will respectfully invoke her Fifth Amendment, though she would very much like to answer your questions. Her conviction rests on a fundamentally unfair trial, and the government promised immunity and then broke that promise. Newly disclosed documents now demonstrate these facts conclusively. If the committee and the American public truly want to hear the unfiltered truth about what happened, there is a straightforward path. Ms. Maxwell is prepared to speak fully and honestly if granted clemency by President Trump. Only she can provide the complete account. Some may not like what they hear, but the truth matters. For example, both President Trump and President Clinton are innocent of any wrongdoing. Ms. Maxwell alone can explain why, and the public is entitled to that explanation. Thank you. I mean, this is just really what I would do. I would just take this person. I would say, listen, you either give us 5 names that lead to convictions or we kill you. This is not the time for people to be considering and thinking.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Like, kill this bitch. Cut her fucking tongue out. Bring her to fucking Alcatraz and fucking torture her until she releases information. Enough of this bullshit. They're fucking they're supposed to be convicted pedophiles in the government that are literally dodging conviction now. We need to put these fuckers in jail. And if you want to withhold information, rip her fucking teeth out until she caves.
About
It's ridiculous,
but that's
man.
mean to do. They were talking about a young girl praying for Jesus. This was from Jeffrey Epstein himself. Blank said that she felt God's presence next to her when she was in bed. She knows that Jesus watches over her and he helped save her life. Whoops. You should dress up as him when you see her. This is what I was saying before. You can't make a movie of Jeffrey Epstein. It's so bad and so evil. It's just fucking insane. Thomas on his Twitter is dropping hints on who's redacted. Wait, really?
This was after Repro Khanna and Thomas Massey were given access to the unredacted Epstein files, and they were already able to identify names.
This is a well-known CEO. DOJ should unredact this. A sultan seems to have sent this. The DOJ should...
Yeah, no. They need to...
This is the important part. Where are you? Are you okay? I love the...
What the fuck just happened?
torture video.
What the fuck was that? Hello? Was that part of the video?
Important part. Where are... sent this? The DOJ should...
Whatever. From what I understand, the group of lawyers that went through the Epstein files for release said that most of the information was already redacted. That they could not follow the law and do their job because most of the information was already redacted. How is it that you've already redacted these files before they even hit the lawyers? I could think of a few reasons why. Because you're trying to hide people.
This is the important part. Where are you? Are you okay? I love the torture video.
That's right. Investigation, prosecution, and the wood chipper. I wouldn't do the wood chipper. I'm thinking something more glamorous. Let's do crucifixions on the White House lawn. That's what I think we should do. That's what we should do. It needs to be slow, it needs to be public, and it needs to last days. It should last days, not weeks. I mean, not hours, not minutes, days.
Are these men U.S. citizens? What fields do they work in? Is it finance?
These are the context is these are people implicated in the Epstein files.
At least one is a U.S. citizen. At least one is a foreigner.
Which field do they work in? Is it finance, banking, political?
One is pretty high up in the foreign government.
And
man, that. Oh man, that is the face of somebody that just realized somebody got caught with their, probably literally their pants down. Man, how about that?
Dude, people in Europe have already been stepping out of their positions. How come it is that we got all these motherfuckers that have been implicated in these files and nobody stepped out of position yet? It's because they covering. That's why. That was the short form. This is the long form.
So were you a close friend and confidant of
This fucking
Jeffrey
bitch,
Epstein?
man.
I would like to answer your question, but on
Oh
the
man, I could make her talk so easily. I could make that bitch talk. Ugh!
advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer this question and any related questions.
She sounds like a bitch too, doesn't she? Like, goddamn. Like, can you imagine how much she probably complains?
You realize that this is the only person who is close to Epstein that knew exactly what was going on? She literally is the Epstein files.
About fucking everything? Jesus Christ, bro. Like, and that's the one thing that I think is really kind of weird is that, like, in general, I find no, bro, like, that's it. And what is this here? Is she eating good though? Maybe she a little fat, right? But she's a British socialite, sure.
Questions. My habeas petition is pending in the Southern District of New York. I therefore invoke my right to silence under the Fifth Amendment to my Fifth Amendment right.
Because these people need to be dealt with in order to live in a harmonious, safe society. So to the
yeah, well, think about how many people have been implicated in the files, but because of the redactions, they could still be blackmailed. Like, a lot of these people are corrupt as shit, and it's a lot of it's because they're lining their pockets with billion-dollar money, and then to boot, they have all this knowledge in the Epstein files about them, and they're scared someone's gonna fucking come forward and rat everybody out. You can't have a government ran with people that have been implicated in something as strong as the Epstein files because you're compromised. You can't run the government because you're compromised. You can't be in political power. You're compromised because of the Epstein files. If your name has been mentioned in the files, you cannot be in a place of political power. There will always be this doubt of, well, you were in this pedo's fucking stuff, like, how do we know the documents weren't destroyed? Well, it's all redacted. We can't see it. And even if they're unredacted, like I said, the documents could have been destroyed prior. Like, you're compromised. It'll never go away. You're done.
We have a rule system or anything else that allows people like this to not face accountability or that prevents us from taking certain extents or doing certain things to make them accountable and to administer justice. Because you've got to keep in mind, every single rule that we have and everything about it is all in the process of making a safe and harmonious society. So
Kind of does look like good and evil over here, doesn't it? You're right.
if you have these rules that are now working against that goal, then it's not the goal that's wrong, it's the rules. I don't think about this. Like
I agree. If you have somebody that you know has information on political leaders across the world, like people are stepping out of places of power, you have princes stepping out and being exiled because of these files. You need to rip this bitch's teeth out. You need to rip her fingernails off. You need to start hacking off fingers. Whatever you can do to make this bitch talk is what we should be doing. And that doesn't mean giving her a full fucking pardon either.
I don't think about it the same way other people do. She wants immunity first? That's not going to happen. Draconian rules, exactly. These people don't actually want to solve anything. They just want to feel good. Yeah, like, I mean, that would actually change things. It would give a lot of power to libtards that would take advantage. Do you think that they wouldn't, like, so you think that they're not taking advantage now, and then they would take advantage if we did that? Also, this isn't a, this is, it's crazy to me that, like, you would even say this, right? I don't even get it.
You say that. You say that. But there's been a big update. See, I got the inside knowledge.
Bad take? It doesn't make sense. You think I tyrant? No, I don't. The thing is that, it's my opinion, right? Just start working out. Yeah, exactly. Minecraft bad, she's faster in Sonic. She is. And so she didn't do nothing else. And why is a girl just, is there a stream room? Yeah, it's her stream.
Step down because of their mere association with Jeffrey Epstein. At least 9 or 10 other countries across the world that have opened investigations or forced their leaders to step down because
only in America has nothing changed. Only in America, right? Only here.
Their mere association with Jeffrey Epstein.
Have these motherfuckers done nothing?
The United States government is engaged in an active cover-up of the largest sex trafficking scandal in.
This is important because we find out that other countries are trying to get their hands on the unredacted versions of these documents. And if enough countries decide that they want these documents unredacted, it's going to get leaked. It's going to happen. These files are going to be unredacted and released.
Influence peddling scandal in the history of the United States, and Donald Trump is right at the center of it.
He should release the rest of it, absolutely.
And the person who is living to provide.
But it's not about, the thing is, like, these people, keep in mind, she doesn't care about the survivors. She doesn't care about Epstein. She doesn't care about people being raped. She doesn't care about any of that. The only reason why she's saying this is so she can weaponize it against Donald Trump. This is not a good actor.
Provide the evidence, who knows what is going on, is trying to invoke the Fifth to buy her clemency.
Yeah. So
we know that
this is what it is, right? And what's he up to?
To Comer a letter with 6 or 7 questions. Things like, who were the other co-conspirators? Who were the other men who raped these underage girls?
Good question.
Did she have any conversations about a deal with Donald Trump?
Good question.
She's taken a blanket Fifth Amendment on any question. And my view is that many of my questions don't in any way incriminate her. So we'll see what she does. But there's 7 questions that I have specifically asked, and the assumption is she's pleading the Fifth to each one of those, and the American people will see that there's an inconsistency. Why did she not plead the Fifth when Blanche asked her questions, and now she's pleading the Fifth about things that don't implicate her, but may implicate many of the other...
You know why? Because she's scared they're going to kill her. But if the U.S. government came forward and said, yeah, we broke all of her teeth in her mouth, and she started singing like a songbird, well, let's just say that someone else killing her wouldn't be really her biggest problem. It'd be the U.S. government killing her to get this information. Straight up. She needs to start singing.
People in the Epstein class that committed these crimes.
That's right. No, 100%. And this is the thing. They're untouchable, so it's all irrelevant. That's contempt. well, I don't know really if that's true or not. And so we're going to go, I don't even want to listen to this bitch, honestly. She's just a retard. After watching Ghislaine Maxwell receive some question, unless she gets clemency, she has to be sent back to maximum security immediately. Not good enough. See, like, there's a lot of ways we can get answers out of people.
Oh, yeah.
But how is it, like, how do you think we figured out all that shit with Al-Qaeda? You know, they might say, well, you shouldn't do that. Well, fuck, why not? Why not?
Yeah, I'm always watching Asmongold because he has all his shit lined up in the video. That's the reason why. He always has all the information in one video. I don't have to click to 7 other videos to get the full fucking story.
I mean, like, you gotta be creative about this stuff.
To the questions.
The structure is the reason why we watch his videos. And that he doesn't copyright people.
To help us learn.
She don't want to play.
What we did not get were any substantive answers to the questions that were asked about clemency.
Why can't we just regular basis? And like a hotbox, something like that, straight jacket? I can't believe this is embarrassing.
Was a post on X, and I'm following and reading all the comments. And so if viewers of Newsmax can ping Thomas and myself at Nancy Mace online on Twitter or on Facebook and let us know what files you want or think we should view in an unredacted manner, that'll help us prioritize.
Why don't you look at the files where they're talking about like buying a giant drum of hydrochloric acid? Sorry, sulfuric acid. Because, like, in my opinion, I feel like that's kind of crazy. Like, why would you need that much? What are you doing with that much sulfuric acid with 6 drums of it? Like, wow. But, like, what about this jerky thing? How about that? How about this whole pizza situation? Isn't it weird that Jeffrey Epstein is always talking about pizza, but he never eats pizza?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, like, that's crazy. What are the odds of that?
Some of this. I'm also looking for the emails between Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Gates. As you all know, last week I pressured the Oversight Committee to say that we will bring him in and he's going to be invited to testify. And if that doesn't happen, I'm going to push for subpoena as well. But I want those lists of names. I want to see the individuals we think are potential predators. And then I want to figure out who covered it up.
Yeah, Congresswoman, I know the Department of Justice says they're going to make these unredacted files available to all members of Congress that seek access to them. Do you worry that Democrats will use that as an excuse to try to trash Donald Trump again? Because we know that they...
they're going to keep doing that even if these files get released. That's the funny part is, like, they're just going to be like, well, where are the rest of the files that implicate you did something wrong? It's like, dude... It doesn't matter.
Bullshit,
even if Trump's name had not been put in those files, they would have been asking for files that had his name in it. Even if they were all fully released and unredacted. They're going to keep doing that. That's what I'm saying. Like, even if you get implemented in these files one fucking time, you're done. You're cooked.
Just kill all the pedophiles? Like, why don't we just do that?
I like that idea, too. I like that a lot, actually. Let's do that. Like I said.
What are we doing? Like, why don't we just kill all the pedophile rapists? Like, why don't we just do... What is the... Like, how is there even an argument about this?
Right? Right?
Really? Like, I'm so annoyed by this because it's like, everybody should be on the same page here. We should all be on the same fucking team.
Misled the American people about so-called intelligence that they saw involving Russia. What's to stop them from saying, well, these redacted files say this and that about him and there's no way to prove it otherwise?
Well, they absolutely will. And anything after 2019 is just pure craziness. I'm in an email somewhere that someone randomly, anonymously emailed into the FBI about me and Ron DeSantis about something that happened in 2008. I didn't know who Governor DeSantis was back then. I was pregnant and raising babies, but...
Just because somebody's in the files doesn't mean they're guilty. But man, if they're talking to Jeffrey Epstein all the time about food and shit, like, that's kind of crazy. Maybe you should look into that.
Exactly.
That's the way I see it.
No, they will use that, and they have.
And you know they knew about these code words. You can't sit there and tell me that the federal government knew that they were sending over Venezuelan boats filled with fucking fentanyl and cocaine and bombing the shit out of them, and they knew exactly where Maduro was, and they don't understand basic fucking pedo talk on an email. You know they knew what the fuck that meant.
That way, but also at the same time, we have to show that justice will be done. I'm actually going to participate in an event this week that we just had several people arrested for sex trafficking in South Carolina. And this stuff goes around all around the country. Nobody ever goes to jail. Those who are predators just get to walk free. The rich, the famous, the powerful. You have money or you're in Hollywood.
True.
Everyone else is above the law, but the laws for the average American, well, you go to jail, right? So it's just, the discrepancy in the two-tiered system of justice.
You know what's really sad is that for the most part, they don't even lock these freaking pedos up. They end up getting released because they're scared if they get into the general population of a prison or I'm gonna use a general term, an incarceration complex, that they're gonna get killed. Good. Shouldn't have done it. Who cares? Put their ass in jail. Put them in jail. Shouldn't have done it.
We want to expose. I also want to expose people on both sides of the aisle who covered it up.
Yeah, this morning we've been talking a lot about, people saying, well, we need to obey these laws, but not those laws, picking and choosing what you think is important to you. You've been demanding transparency no matter who's involved. The Clintons now have agreed to testify. You're risking a lot.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's going to sound a lot like what Ghislaine Maxwell said, huh?
By going after some of the high-profile Epstein associates. I mean, they're, some names have sort of leaked out.
I'll plead the fifth.
Has it been worth it?
The fifth.
I can't hear anything.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Congresswoman?
Okay, I can hear you now. What was the question?
I was just asking about,
Trump and the public lead to convictions or we kill you. Period. That's what's going to happen. And give her 24 hours. That's it.
Yeah.
24 hours.
Yeah, exactly. And make that shit public. Make it a public execution. Straight up. If she don't want to talk and she wants to sit there and keep pleading the fifth, and she's covering up all these politicians in our democracy, then you say, look, this is how it's going to go down. We're not going to give you, we're not going to let you go free. That's not going to happen. You can either talk, or we're going to kill you, or we're going to torture you. But either way, you're going to die in the next 24 hours. It's just a matter of how you want to do it. We can torture you to death, or we can publicly execute you. But I guarantee you, we're gonna get what we want from you. Promise you.
5 names. And if they don't lead to convictions, if a single one doesn't, you're dead. 10? I'd say 10, sure. Like, people want to say 10, that's okay. Slowly, she dead either way, bro. Like, yeah, exactly. Only 5? Well, I'm a reasonable guy. And, death's the mercy for and what will end up going on bullshit and says Trump's innocent. Well, people are never going to believe that, number one.
Yeah.
So there's not really, that doesn't move the ball in any other direction. It makes no...
Like a criminal investigation.
What I hate about this is it shows that they're willing to play ball. It shows that, Kash Patel, whenever he's working for something that he thinks is a good idea, he is willing to do some bullshit. He is willing to weaponize the legal system. But I just want him to do that on the right side. That's all I want. That's all I'm asking for, is do that on the right side.
Having nothing to do, he said it was going to be a fraud.
Not very.
We're going to investigate one of your staff for fraud.
Yeah.
And he told another one of my staff this. If you guys don't straighten up, if you want to play hardball, if this is how you want to play it or something like that, this member of your staff is going to get criminally investigated for fraud. A very
See, why can't you do this? Why can't we get this Kash Patel on our side? What makes me mad about this is it shows that he has it in him. He is willing to do things that are, fucking extreme, like a criminal investigation. What the fuck, man?
Specific threat.
Yeah, it sounds like bullshit, because he's not on your side. I wonder why. I know, it just pisses me off, man. For Israel, he's controlled, that's why. Listen, man, him talking about the Epstein files after that, I mean, I really got weirded out by that a lot. I did. For me, I saw that happen and I was like, is there I mean, there's got to be something going on here that's he's got to be getting paid for this. He's being threatened. There's something that's going on here. Why some of this stuff unable to be investigated for fraud, though? Yeah, I don't know, man. I have no idea. And also, it's because it's being weaponized. I think that's the reason why it's being email not cropped. As you can see, you can't get food with this. This isn't a smoke gun. It's
McCarthyism that has afflicted America.
Alan DeWalt erupts, insisting Epstein was not a pedophile, and that the public has no...
He says he's not a pedophile.
What the fuck?
McCarthyism that has afflicted America since the 1950s.
Well, if he's not, then why did he get charged and convicted as a pedophile?
You look at this paper that has been reproduced and sent by the Justice Department. It's called Prominent Names. And it's a list of prominent people who have been accused. Every single name of every accuser has been blacked out. So, for example, let's turn to me. It says blank, 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 blacked out, stated she gave him a massage on Epstein's plane, parenthesis, not a minor. So let's understand that. This is an adult, a woman who was on Epstein's plane, she says. I was never on an Epstein plane with a young woman.
Right.
I never got a massage. This is total defamation, a total lie, but I can't disprove it because they won't give me her name. That's McCarthyism. On the issue of his spying for the... Okay, well, let me continue.
Let's get
on
to
the
that.
issue
Go
of
ahead.
for the Mossad, that comes from what is called an undercover confidential source. I happen to know who the source is. The source is somebody who the FBI investigated, found to be totally incredible, lacked all credibility.
That.
I don't know about all that.
That's really...
And who out to embarrass people. And the problem is, we went in there hoping to see that in 302 forms. What we found out is it's published. Men, I mean, what
I'm looking for a specific segment.
Is the men who Jeffrey Epstein trafficked women to. We want those.
I mean, it's obvious that they have people who have done bad things covered up. It's obvious. The way they redacted these files, an idiot could read a lot of these files and be like, there's no way that's a victim's name. That's obviously somebody who did some wrong shit. Why is this redacted? That's not what the law says. The law says you have to unredact everything that doesn't involve a victim. A victim's name. That's it. A victim's name. That's the only damn thing.
Published.
Yeah.
We're not out to embarrass people. And the problem is, we went in there hoping to see that in 302 forms. What we found out is those 302 forms were redacted before they got to the DOJ.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
So, but our legislation directs the FBI, which is the agency that produced those 302 forms, to also produce these documents.
Sure.
The Attorney General is ultimately responsible for that production, so that's why.
Sure,
we're here
this
for
is going to
DOJ
happen for
view these
sure,
files.
guys.
But there needs to
Definitely.
be more information given in those 302s. So I was disappointed we didn't find that. But it's also clear,
What a mystery.
just sort of as a checking their homework, that they need to do a little more homework. There are 6 men. We went in there for 2 hours. There's millions of files, right?
Right.
And in a couple of hours, we found 6 men whose names have been redacted, who are implicated in the way that the files are presented.
The activism, my question is, what's your message to Pam Bondi after what you saw today?
Need to do a little more work. And I would like, I mean, we'll see her at the Judiciary Committee here in a couple days.
Yeah, he wants the names of the women? Well, I don't know. I mean, again, like, did the removal of the redacting trick not work anymore? Yeah, exactly. Thomas on his Twitter is dropping hints on who's redacted. Wait, really? No way.
How much new information then did you see that was unredacted, or did it look pretty similar to what we've seen publicly?
I mean, what we're after is the men who Jeffrey Epstein trafficked women to. We want those names.
Absolutely.
No way. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
Published.
Why are they all redacted names? That's not what the law states. There is a law that the entire government passed that states anything that is not a victim's name is unredacted. Why are these files redacted?
Embarrass people.
They are breaking the law.
We went in there hoping to see that in 302 forms.
Yeah.
What we found out is those 302 forms were redacted before they got to the DOJ. So,
who did that?
I wonder who the fuck did that.
They gotta figure this out. The big problem that I have with this is that it's taking too long. Like right now, like this has been going on now for like a couple of months. Really, it's been going on for a couple of months. If Trump did, well, I mean, like, what do you think my opinion is if Trump did that? Like, it's the most extreme opinion that you could possibly have. But I gotta have proof for it. Cash did it himself? Yeah.
But our legislation directs the FBI, which is the agency that produced those 302.
This guy, this convoluted 898, fucked up so bad, bro. You fucked up so bad that I'm getting text messages from a good friend of mine saying to ban your sorry ass. You fucked up, guy. You fucked up big.
To also produce these documents. The Attorney General is ultimately responsible for that production, so that's why we're here at the DOJ to view these files.
Yes.
But there needs to be more information given in those 302s. So I was disappointed we didn't find that.
Right.
But it's also clear, just sort of as a checking their homework, that they need to do a little more homework. There are 6 men. We went in there for 2 hours. There's millions of files, right? And
we saw this
a couple
part,
of
I'm gonna just
hours,
let it
we
play.
found 6 men whose names have been redacted, who are implicated in the way that the files are presented. And finally, the documents that they put up and decided for one reason or another they had to take back down.
I think that honestly, if they don't release the name, they gotta just put it out there. They gotta just put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it.
What's gonna end up happening is these files are gonna be released fully unredacted. Someone is gonna leak it, dude. I'm telling you.
I was hoping to see those here.
Yep.
They didn't appear to be in the
Say the
database
names.
that we were able to search.
Because now you're gonna have victims coming forward because they don't want to see these people to be they don't want to see the people that hurt them and wronged them to be free. Like a lot of these people live in the lap of luxury and they need to be locked the fuck up. And the victims are eventually going to come forward and be like, I know who it was. This is what happened to me. And
those ostensibly are wholly redacted files now. We know they exist. They published them for a brief period of time and pulled them back. They need to answer to us as to do they intend to redact those files and put them back up and put them in the database so that we can search them and see if it was appropriate to take them back down from the website.
Are these men U.S. citizens? What fields do they work in? Is it finance? Is it political?
Now we get that, bro. W question. Holy shit.
What fields do they work in? Is it finance? Is it political?
At least
Little bit
it's
less.
appropriate to take them back down from the website.
Are these men U.S. citizens? What fields do they work in? Is it finance?
This is the context. These are people implicated in the Epstein files as perpetrators.
Yeah.
Potential or conspirators or problematic.
And the issue is that they're still fucking blacked out. The names are still blanked out. Like,
is it political?
At least one is a U.S. citizen. At least one is a foreigner, and the other 3 or 4 have names. I'm not sure if they're foreign or U.S.
In which field do they work in? Is it finance, banking, political?
One is pretty high up in the foreign government.
And
man.
He wants to say it. You see the smile on his face, boy? Woo!
Oh man. That is the face of somebody that just realized somebody got caught with their, probably literally their pants down. Man, how about that? Wow.
It's pretty high up in the foreign government.
And some are, they're, one of the others is a pretty prominent individual. But I think that the point is that these 6 are just what we found in 2 hours of a review of the files that aren't redacted.
So wait, are you telling me that these 2 fucking guys just show up and in 2 hours they find 6 people, but the whole Department of Justice couldn't figure this out in like a month?
They figured it out. No, they figured it out. That's why they're redacted. They're being protected. It's obvious they figured it out. No. They're not going to play dumb. No.
Hundreds of people that, man, I
No.
feel like something's wrong here. I feel like there's something that's wrong here.
broader issue is why so many of the files they're getting are redacted in the first place. And until that becomes unredacted, the main things that they're sending to the career attorneys to review, I don't think we're going to have full compliance with the law, get the question that most Americans want to know.
Keep in mind that.
Good.
Keep in mind the way
I hope they keep stirring this shitstorm up until these files get unredacted.
he said this. Full compliance with the law.
Yep.
The inversion of principles that's circumventing the DOJ, that is intentionally obfuscating the, legally required by law dissemination of information, that is not breaking the process. That's making the process. That is the process.
Who were the rich and powerful people who went to this island? Did they rape underage girls? Did they know that underage girls were being paraded around? And after seeing this,
I mean, they obviously fucking knew.
Blame the U.S. attorneys, the assistant U.S. attorneys reviewing it. If they're reviewing redacted material, what are they supposed to do?
Yeah, they can't
but
say
they're
anything.
getting, it seems like, material that's already been redacted.
Yeah, there it is. So they don't even. So basically, they're poisoning the well. Like, you can't even.
They're doing it on purpose. They're still protecting these fucking sickos, man. Still protecting these fucking people.
First about the Atlantic saying there was never an Epstein conspiracy, but the owner is literally friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. Wait, what? So the Atlantic posted, I guess, an article here, what everyone assumes about Jeffrey Epstein. The Epstein files reveal that plenty of powerful people tolerated or participated in disgusting, shameful, and even criminal behavior, but they also bolster the case that there was never any grand conspiracy. Man, this is the great fake sex trafficking epidemic. And so this is, by the way, this is the person apparently that owns the Atlantic. Isn't that convenient? I feel like that's very, very, very convenient. What does it even mean to be in the Epstein files? The case
That's
of Jeffrey
crazy.
Epstein association seems to imply guilt. And so the release of the so-called
Yeah, it does. Whenever the files are so redacted that it's still protecting the people that did wrong, yeah, it is. It's an association of guilt. That's why you're compromised if you're still in political power and you're talked about in these files. You're compromised. You absolutely are. They're doing more harm than good by not unredacting these files.
Guys, the assumptions are all widely held but poorly substantiated. Some Americans are already primed to believe in international pedophilia rings. Bonus points if they were run by wealthy Jews who are perhaps on the Mossad payroll, as many conspiracists have insisted that Epstein was. Especially potent was the notion of the client list naming everyone in Epstein's trafficking ring. This was all a natural fit for members of the MAGA right. They're actually sweeping. I can't believe this. They're actually trying to downplay and sweep for the Epstein files. Are newsworthy. Some of Epstein's male friends seem to have relied on him for introductions to young but not underage women. Well, how do we know that? How do you... Epstein tells 50 about a beautiful 26-year-old woman, and so 26, right? Like, it's just... They are downplaying this so insanely hard, but more unseemly or even criminal behavior may as well come out. Perhaps evidence may even emerge to prove that Epstein systematically trafficked minors, but so far none has. I'm just reading this, and it's just like, you're a senior editor at The Atlantic. I didn't think it was real. You control F. Epstein. They mentioned him a couple of times. Oh my God. It's actually real. As outrageous as these allegations were, their timing may have made them sound less fantastical to some. Like, again, using this, like, whimsical Lord of the Rings language.
Outrageous as these allegations were. Yet, when you read the Epstein files, you read articles or emails that talk about, or you see wording that are, and like, hold on, I'm trying to think about how I'm going to word this. Hold on. You see wording that talks about how a witness saw a former, who is now dead, one of the Bushes, cutting off the legs of a baby, cutting its stomach open and eating the shit out of the intestines. Like, Yet, they're outrageous, right? See, it's easy to publish something like this prior to all of the files being released. And what's really sick about this is these are the people that our government's trying to fucking protect.
Yeah, I get it. This is the same journalist posting the other article a couple of days ago. America will be reading the Epstein files for decades. The great fake sex trafficking epidemic. And then after the Epstein files came out, America will be reading the Epstein files for decades by the same person. How about that?
Fucking disgusting, man. Wait, what the fuck? Why is this?
Can't count.
Oh shit, this is the video we started yesterday. Hold on. This is the video. This is the video we started yesterday. We're gonna finish this video out. I think... Yeah, okay. The rest of this is about ICE and our political party and shit like that.
Entire country are going to need that many jobs. Like, if you need to also service illegals, you would lose jobs that would be needed if you removed all the illegals also. Like, it's just... Okay, well, there's...
But it's the I think that we should...
I don't like that solution.
Here we go.
They save so much money on hiring illegals. Do you know who, like, whenever you say they save money, do you know who they're saving money from?
Rich people!
The federal government, by paying their fair share of the taxes.
Yeah.
They're saving money by not chipping in and kicking in to the government in the way that they should. They should be kicking in.
Yeah, like whenever you pay somebody under the table who's illegal, you don't have to pay them taxes. You don't have to pay them health insurance. You don't send that money to the federal government. You're cutting costs at like the base level.
And they should be putting money.
You don't have to pay taxes on health insurance.
Not doing it. They're cheating everybody.
They are. They're cheating everybody.
Do you think that the American people have the right to enforce the laws duly passed by Congress to have their own borders and define who's in the country?
I think
yes or no?
Hold on. No, because I think it's a dishonest premise.
It's a simple
There
question.
are so many laws.
Do you think illegals should be deported? Well, it's okay. Well, there's
But I think that we should.
I'm not asking about so many laws. I'm asking about this one.
Can I just say something really quick?
Can you answer the question?
Right now in the United States, we do not have
Obviously, he can't.
enough native-born, I'm just giving one example before you speak. We do not have enough native-born U.S. citizens to work every single job. If every single undocumented person right now...
So then why not figure out technological solutions to that or figure out other ways to solve the problem? And also the amount of jobs that are in the economy is based off of the amount of illegals that are in the economy because the...
You know how you solve the problem like that? If you, instead of spending all that time and money trying to import an immigrant to do the job, there are thousands of people in every city that are hands on deck that are homeless. If you gave them a place to stay or the help they needed, or you invested money in programs that would keep these people off the street and put them in rehab, rehabilitation centers, workforce centers, and keep them off the streets, not only would you clean up the streets, but you would enable thousands of workers to enter the workforce. But you'd rather import somebody you could pay under the table. What kind of shit is that?
Of people that are in the entire country are going to need that many jobs. Like, if you need to also service illegals, you would lose jobs that
And now with the innovation of technology, there are robots working at Amazon centers. Now, you don't even need that many people. What do you think is going to happen whenever everyone gets replaced with self-checkout machines, robots that stack stuff, and automated drones that drop everything off? What do you think is going to happen? There ain't nobody going to have to work there, but ain't going to be no money circulating either.
that would be needed if you removed all the illegals also. Like, it's just, it's like The problem is that these people are good at identifying a problem, but they're very bad at creating a solution for it.
Was deported this instant.
I'm gonna bet.
Hold on,
One second. I'm gonna bet you in the front row $20. I'm gonna bet you right now $20 that he will not answer my question.
I'm going to answer your question.
I'm going to take the opposite. He's going to answer it.
Okay,
you're
as
no
a matter of law. The answer is that we should enforce laws.
No. It's a yes or no question. It's a yes or no question. Anything that's not YES or an NO is not answering that question. It's skirting around it.
Currently,
that's not answering the question.
Man.
And with the automation, what you do is you charge these rich motherfuckers that own the companies a robot tax. Any company that has robots, you charge them a mass tax. Like a lot of money. And you take that money, and that's how you get your universal basic income. If you don't have a job, or you can't get a job because there are no jobs, then these rich motherfuckers need to keep our economy going by paying for it.
Wow. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
Civil way is to enforce them. It's
no,
called the civil law.
I disagree. And
Easy
there's so many.
It's literally what it's called. It's called the civil law.
There's so many good examples of U.S. laws that we don't enforce all the time.
Yeah. Will you answer my question, or is Harry paying me $20?
What is?
Should we deport the illegals?
I disagree with the premise of the question.
$20.
20. Yeah.
Yep. $20. $20.
It's such an easy idea, and
you don't even have to skirt. Just it's yes or no. That's all you had to do is answer the question.
Can't get it. It's so fucking embarrassing. It's so stupid. I don't even know what to say, man. I really don't. And why is... I mean, it's again, you can't assign... What is this here? You can't assign resources to undocumented people because you can't count them. Emergency services get stretched further.
Yep.
Well, that's another factor. Anybody that's been to an emergency room knows that if you go to any... especially like inside of, any southern state, if you go inside of an emergency room...
And
it's going to be filled with people that can't speak English. And, maybe it's politically incorrect to say, but I bet a lot of them are probably products of or directly illegal aliens. They are. Like, who the fuck...
And he's right. I don't really know about the whole English part of it, but he's right when it comes to regards of the ERs being filled with people. Whenever I was doing the ride around or doing my college with the ambulance service that I had to go with 3 different times. Every time we showed up with the patient at the hospital, we had to wait in the back. Like, we got them in the ambulance, drove them to the hospital, right? And we were stuck waiting in the back for them to have a room. That's how full these places were. And this was after COVID. Like,
comes to America doesn't know how to speak English. Well, a lot of people that come from South America do. So they overwhelm the system, and then it takes forever for you to get seen. It's fucking annoying. Yeah, it is. Not just the South. Democrats are now expressing concerns and fear that body cameras could be the ICE's new mass surveillance tool and could infringe on the privacy rights of protesters.
Privacy rights of protest. You're in a public space. You have no right to privacy in a public space. Like, that's literally what it, like... What? No, let me tell you the real reason why they don't want these body cams on ICE agents. Because whenever you've got a bunch of people recording half of what happened, and then the ICE agents release the footage after they do their investigation, it shows the full story, it'll completely demolish these morons and their bullshit. That's why they don't want these fucking cameras. How can you advocate for cameras, and then the minute that the government was like, okay, here we go, we got cameras now, you don't want them? What the fuck? Hello? And you want to say that it's because privacy rights for protesters? Bruh.
Spell narratives,
What a
that's why
load of
agitators hate
bullshit.
them. It's much easier to break the law and run away than when the police are there to get you. You can turn the camera on and pretend to be a victim. I think that really
Thank you.
The problem is that people treat these people, like these different activists, like they're trying to, bro, you gotta be serious? No, I'm being honest, right? This is really what it is. And these are adult children. And once you understand that these people act, behave, and think like children, everything else makes perfect sense. Oh, we can just let anybody into the country. Okay, well, what happens whenever you run out of places for them to be? They don't even think about this. Like, these people can't even comprehend the idea of second-order effects. And they have no problem lying, misrepresenting. They don't understand scarcity. They don't understand anything other than what makes them feel good at the exact moment that they're saying it. And that is it. They live in a fairy tale. They do. And they can't comprehend breakfast. You see the IRL podcast segment where this exact question was asked? Well, no, I didn't see that. Oh, actually, I think I did. I'll talk about that in a bit. But they just want a communism revolution.
And here's a good example of what he's talking about. What happens if you import infinity illegals, or they cross the border and you don't stop them, and they immediately move into the U.S., they steal people's identity. And this isn't for all of them, this is for... Yeah, anyway. And then they get on welfare. Okay, well, the person that's down in Minneapolis protesting isn't going to have welfare benefits when she gets too old and she has to retire. She's going to have to keep going to work, even if she is so old and frail that she's literally a vegetable in a wheelchair because you decided to import infinity illegals. Our system can't handle that. Our system couldn't handle if we imported just normal immigrants, infinity, and gave them welfare benefits. We can't do that. You have to pay into the system in order to take out of it. Otherwise, our system is going to fail. You have to. You have to pay taxes into the system.
Want that.
That's where all the money comes from. All the money that the government has comes from taxpayers.
Like, a lot of these people don't have any... Don't confuse yourself into thinking that these people have any values to begin with. The only thing that they care about is doing what makes them feel good and makes them feel powerful. That's literally the only thing that they care about. And they can lie, misrepresent, cheat, and do anything that you want. That, you know, again, that's what those people do. They will do anything to achieve that goal. And I think that we need more people like Mile who are able to just come out there, who come out there. Maybe I'll get it right eventually.
Yeah, and you're right. Pay taxes unless you're a fucking billionaire. That's the sad part about it. They're taxing more of the poor people because the poor people don't have the resources in which to dodge taxes. And these billion-dollar motherfuckers, these 1%ers, are literally taking all the fucking money, hoarding it at the top, not dispersing it, and not paying taxes. They're dodging it at every every key point. They're dodging it.
That will come out there and treat these people exactly the way they deserve. Treat them like petulant adult children and don't even listen to or consider what they think. Do not even listen to them. They are retards. They are demons. How did this happen? So the reason why this
I've seen the charts for Canada. From everything that I've seen with Canada, I think Canada's fucked. Apparently, Canada has the most illegal and migrant immigration as opposed to any other country in the world. Canada is cooked, brother. Bro, it is a fucking pot of popcorn over there.
Happened. I'm gonna explain why it happened. It happened because aggressive. I think this is especially true with women, but it's true with other men too. I think it's like 80%, 70% women. Aggressive feminine behavior, our society doesn't know how to deal with it. Because obviously there's such a huge...
Give them what they want. They have been fighting for generations now for equal rights. Well, let me tell you how you deal with somebody that hits you. You hit them back. That's what you learn in middle school and elementary school. If they hit you, hit them back. If they want to sit there and protest and throw bricks at cars, shoot a gas canister at them. If they're dumb enough to pick it up, they're dumb enough to get the repercussions. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's how you deal with these people. Oh, but women are feminine. They can't deal with that. Well, then hire a woman to beat the fuck out of her. How about that? If you go up to any woman and on the street, I'd imagine you'd come across somebody that'd probably do it for free.
Disparity
We can figure this out.
Between male and female
Human,
power that
thousands of years of development, brain development, logic and reasoning. We can come up with a fucking way, boys.
like physical power, that aggressive feminine behavior, they don't know how to tolerate and deal with a person who's like that.
Last time I checked, the gas canister doesn't care what race, religion, ethnicity, fucking chromosome, or what age you are. It works the same. It all works the same.
Is able to, like, oh, you say this as a guy, you can get beat up for this. But like as a woman, you can act this way and there are effectively no consequences for you. And I think that that's the reason why it's primarily white women that do this. The reason why is because white women, on average, are tremendously more privileged financially than minority women like black or Hispanic women. This is just an objective financial reality.
Yeah.
And so because
that's what the DEI programs did. The DEI programs, whenever they were giving out money, the government was giving out money for corporations that were hiring based on, your skin color, religion, like DEI. DEI hire. I mean, at this point, everyone should know what it is. But, like, the thing is they're not going to hire a black woman or a Hispanic woman. They're going to hire a white woman because of the whole race disparity thing. That's what these companies did. And then they got a nice big fat check for hiring diversely. That's why they did it. That's the whole reason why they did it. That's why you see all these goddamn women taking up all the studios in the development company.
Advantages and privileges, and they're treated...
And the reason why Ubisoft is going under.
in a way that they are basically, if you're one of these white women, you can, if you're affluent, even to a slight degree, you can effectively spend your entire life being a child. You can spend your entire life being a child and people will tolerate it and they will put up with it. And that's the reality. That's what happens. So look at domestic violence. Yeah, you're not allowed to smack women. Well, you shouldn't be allowed to smack women. That's the you shouldn't be.
But they also shouldn't be allowed to slap you either, obviously.
Buddy. But what I'm saying is that Most Wanted Medievals. Yeah, here's the link. Well, I'll see if I can find it here. And and so this is really what happens, is that none of these people are ever held accountable for any of this behavior at all. And nobody actually knows how to treat them in the way that I think that they deserve to be treated. And I think that they are very good at playing a victim and then crying and being sympathetic. A lot of people get angry at me because I do not even have a shred of sympathy for them. When I see one of them get thrown on the ground and pepper sprayed in the face and handcuffed and like fucking hogtied.
That's a good day. That's a good day on stream right there, boys.
And dragged on the ground into a police officer's car, I want to give that police officer a raise.
Yep.
But a lot of other people aren't ready to treat these people. That's the way I think that they should be treated, by the way. Because that's what you would do to a abusive, vitriolic adult child. That's dangerous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of these women that are down there in Minneapolis protesting, they're crazy. I mean, they all look pretty much the same. They're like different forms of Karenism. Like, they all have this fucking septum ring with fucking highlighter hair, or doing some weird shit with these fucking whistles, or they all look practically the same. It's kind of funny, because if I were ever like truly to become racist, they make it so easy, man. They're all narcissists. Like,
should do. And so that's what they are. They are abusive, vitriolic, dangerous children.
You forgot about narcissistic.
If you treat them like they're adults, you are fundamentally misunderstanding their nature.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's because they've had everything handed to them. They've had everything handed to them their entire lives, and if they didn't, then they'd throw a tantrum and they would get it anyway. Instead of slapping the fuck out of them and being like, grow the fuck up, they keep getting shit handed to them, and they keep going and going and going and going and going and going. And now they're catching federal charges that hold like 15 to 20 years in prison, and a little bit of life is finally starting to set in for some of these morons.
The reason they're allowed to do that.
Well, that's why, like, if you see a body cam video and a police officer is like, and this could just be a normal cop, right? And they're like, get out of the car, you're being detained. They immediately say, without skipping a beat, no, I'm not. And it's like, that's not a choice that you can just make. You're being detained. You have to follow the law. What do you talk about? No, I'm not. That's not your decision to make. You can always tell a Karen, whenever you see that on a body cam, but they immediately, without even skipping a fucking beat, every time, no, I'm not. It's like, dude, you just sold yourself.
And it's because there is a sympathy system in America that basically...
How many men have you seen say that? Think about that. How many men have you seen say, no, I'm not? I've seen it a lot with women. I've never seen it with a man. At least not yet.
As a higher moral caliber than male suffering, and a lot of people are like programmed to automatically, oh, if a girl's getting upset, well, now I guess I'm wrong about what I'm saying.
This isn't for all women. This is just for the entitled fucktards that have had. These are effectively Nepo babies, is what they are. They get all their money from their family or their grandparents or their, like, mom and dad. They pay for everything. They don't know what it's like to struggle. They had their college paid for. The minute they turn 16 or 17, they get a brand new fucking car paid off with, like, insurance and everything. They get everything handed to them. You know, like, that's the kind of people that this is. That's these people.
Of behavior is the reason.
And it's not just women. There are guys that do it too, but it's just overwhelmingly women.
Why we're at where we're at. That's exactly it. And you have to stop that. You stop that. You just don't. And the way that you deal with it is that you literally, and you guys know this with girlfriends. Have you ever had a girlfriend that crashes out randomly?
Exactly. They don't have to worry about the power going out. They don't have to worry about, you know, if my car gets stolen or my car breaks down. They don't have to worry about housing. Like, and even if, let's say by some miraculous miracle, one of these women or these men decide to go out and make it themselves, they have family members that are invested in, like, companies with real estate. They have companies that, you know, like car salesmen, and they're not talking about like own the dealership. Like, that's these kind of people. They'll get great deals on everything. They still, like, a lot of these people think that nepotism is just having the money handed to them. No, if you know somebody that's a part of your family and they're going to cut you a really good deal on, like, a lawyer, or they're going to cut you a really good deal on, like, a car, or because they own the dealership or they own a company where they you know, like, that's still a form of nepotism. You just don't realize it. That's the part that nobody really talks about. I haven't seen anybody talk about that. Like, it's just crazy.
Capitulate to the crash out, or you don't engage with the emotional breakdown, and then they just
stop. Like, even if you move out of your parents' house, right? You move out of your parents' house and you get your own apartment, and then you lose your job and you end up back at your parents' house with obvious, like, problems and stuff. In a sense, that's a form of really light nepotism. Some people out here don't have that. Some people have nothing. If they lose whatever they're at, living paycheck to paycheck, they're cooked. Like, I don't think a lot of people really understand that most of America is literally living paycheck. Like, we are on the brink of mass homelessness. It's sad. It really is. Especially whenever you've got all these people. Like, Meta, last year, Meta spent $500 million on ads. On ads. Just to push ads into everything. $500 million. There's 300 million people in the U.S. They spent enough money to give everybody in the United States of America $1 million and still have money left over. That's how rich these motherfuckers are. Think about the insanity there.
To the extent that you capitulate and engage with these breakdowns, meltdowns, etc., they will become your entire life. I did. It was awful. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. You de-aggro. Usually it escalates more and more. Well, I don't think so. If it spirals, then you just have to break up with them. I tell my girlfriend, bitch, you crazy. I don't tell them that either. But, like, again, if you...
It's just fucking, it's just sad, bro. It's so sad. It's so sad to think about. Do we have anything new from Fox? Damn, they killed her.
Let's bring in
I can't believe they killed her, man. That's sad.
James Gagliano. He's retired FBI supervisor, special agent, retired FBI New York City
Damn, that's
crisis
sad.
management coordinator who oversaw crisis hostage negotiator unit in New York City. And the reason I explain all of that in your
They snatched this poor lady sometime last week, and they fucked around instead of giving the money up. Like, it's kind of funny that we led into this. Whenever you have the money to help everybody out and you can't even help out a loved one who just got snatched, they could have just given the money up and this lady would be alive.
titles, James.
Could have just given the money.
The FBI is saying they currently are operating a 24-hour command post, including crisis management experts, analytics support, and investigative teams.
Oh, are they still looking for her? I thought they said crime scene. Why are you come on, Fox. What the fuck are we doing here? It says crime scene.
Exactly does that mean, and how will...
Is she alive?
That there was contamination done? Both Tucson County Sheriff's Office have both stated they do not even have a person of interest. Remember, person of interest.
She's still missing. Okay, she's still missing. We're gonna keep an eye on that. We're gonna keep an eye on that. I don't know why they don't just cough up the money for that poor lady, man. They need to get that lady home, bro. That's fucked. All that because they don't want to give them the money. Give them the money, and then you can have a trail that leads back to them.
Federal case out of the U.S. Attorney's Office in Massachusetts is reigniting the debate over election integrity. Lina Maria Orovio Hernandez is now a convicted felon after being found guilty of using a stolen identity to vote in the 2024 U.S. election. Let's bring in Jonathan Turley, constitutional law professor and Fox News contributor. So, Professor, it's good to have you with us today. Not only did she vote in the election, but she lived illegally in Boston for more than 2 decades on a stolen identity, received more than $400,000 in stolen benefits. The U.S. attorney...
And this is what illegals do right here. Like, if an American citizen can do it, like, come on.
For Massachusetts, Leah Foley said it's a slap in the face to all those who come into this country legally and abide by our laws. The air of entitlement is astounding. What do you say, Professor?
Well, John, this is one example of the cost of this type of fraud and the interrelationship between illegal immigration, fraud, including voting fraud, that we're facing around the country. I mean, this isn't one individual who came close to about $500,000, $500,000 in fraud, as well as the voting violation.
Man, she was living the lap of luxury and she got caught over voter fraud. Maybe you should have just stayed home, huh?
Did that by getting false identities, using those cards to get even more identification, and it sort of took off from there. But it's really breathtaking.
Damn, that's a lot of fucking money, bro. That's a shitload of money.
You look at just these individual cases with almost $500,000 of fraud for one person, and you get a glimpse as to why we are looking at billions of dollars that have been burned through in this country. We're becoming a nation of chumps. That is, we have to deal with the interrelationship of election fraud, financial fraud, that is connected to unlawful immigration.
Right, and President Trump says this is one reason why we need the SAVE Act, where people have to have a legitimate ID. This woman did have an ID, it was a stolen ID. But the president is saying that we need the SAVE Act, which is sort of stalled in Congress right now. Chuck Schumer calls that Jim Crow 2.0, but he seems to be on the wrong side of an 80-20 issue. Listen to how he gets caught here in an interview with a friendly network. Listen to this.
The new Pew Research poll that 95% of Republicans, but also 71% of Democrats like this idea. So why do you
Voter ID needs to happen for sure. This needs to happen. This idea and this world fairy tale where anyone can vote just by being here, that has to end. They are destroying the country. They are. We need to end this. I don't think that this will end anything other than making sure that the people that vote have an identification card. And to be quite frank, if you're an American citizen and you don't have an ID card and you're old enough to vote, maybe you just shouldn't vote. You know? Maybe you just shouldn't vote. Because if you don't have the knowledge and know-how and the willpower to take your ass to the DMV and wait like everybody else, then you damn sure shouldn't be voting on American lives. Seriously.
Jim Crow 2.0. And I called it Jim Crow 2.0, and the right wing went nuts all over the internet. That's because they know it's true.
All right, so is it Jim Crow 2.0? Black voters, do they favor a photo ID to vote? 75% of them say yes. So even though he's told, look, this isn't Jim Crow 2.0, he says, yes, it is. But clearly it's not.
No, it's absurd, and it's insulting to many in the civil rights movement that faced laws that were justifiably denounced on these grounds. This is requiring an identification of vote. Senator Ossoff just held a rally in which he required people to show their IDs so they could hear him talk about policies like his opposition to showing an ID to vote. Yeah. I mean, there's a certain incomprehensive quality to all of this, and I'm afraid that Schumer shows that many in the Democratic Party have jumped the shark on this. They have tried to ratchet up the rhetoric to try to reverse this, but the American people are very clear. They see no reason why you shouldn't have to show.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
To get on
I'm sure they're giving me shit.
And to vote.
Well, if, as you say, Democrats have jumped the shark on this issue, it's not new, because
they always give you shit about everything.
Back in 2021 was asked about her opposition.
And you look retarded, so you're banned now.
Because in some people's mind, that means, well, you're going to have to Xerox or photocopy your ID to send it in to prove you are who you are. Well, there are a whole lot of people, especially people who live in rural communities, who don't. There's no Kinkos, there's no Office Max near them.
I don't even know where to begin.
Well, I don't see a problem with voter ID either. I think voter ID is a great idea. I seriously think it is. It's a great idea. Like, if you're a male in the U.S., you have to, whenever you turn 18, you have to sign up for the draft. It's something you have to do. Every male child has to do that in America. Why they don't do it to females, I'll never understand, but every male child has to sign up for a draft, and when you do that, you get the option. I think actually you either get the option or it's mandatory that it makes you sign up for voting as well. So, like,
insulting to American
it's what you have to do.
Why this is an 80-20 issue.
It's just what we have to do, you know.
What on earth are you talking about? But also keep in mind that the SAVE Act allows states to create systems, even for people whose name is changed, for example, the divorce, so that they can vote. But this idea that showing an ID is this insurmountable obstacle for many Democratic voters is just deeply insulting.
Yeah, and we go back to 75% of black voters favor showing IDs.
Yeah, that's true.
For them, it's a 75-25 issue. For a lot of other people, it's
well, that's what they fell back on before, was like, oh, but the black voters, the black people, and it's like, dude, you know that they're not retarded, right? They're normal Americans. Just because you want to put them in this weird fucking bubble doesn't mean that it's right.
The issue for Republicans.
It's fucking weird, man.
Professor,
every American has to have an ID. They usually end up getting one, unless they're like,
appreciate it.
You know.
Thank you, John.
Homeless or
Sandra.
Hell, I even think a lot of homeless people have IDs. I mean, the fucking things last for so long.
Ilhan Omar's husband had ownership stakes in companies that.
Hold on. Where is? There we go. I do not like this lady. I do not like this woman one fucking bit.
Massive fraud scandals have been rocking Minnesota for months now, really years. It's just now we know all about them.
Exactly.
And fresh scrutiny is happening on one of the state's biggest political names while all that fraud is going on. Far-left Democrat Ilhan Omar is facing a House investigation involving her and her husband. You see, their financial fortunes have exploded in the last few years. Disclosures about 10
I wonder why. I wonder if it has anything to do with all the fraud.
That's wine business have jumped from just
Oh,
50
a wine business, by the way, that goes against her own religion. I'm not 100% sure what religion she is, but her religion says that you cannot partake or own the dispensary of wine, period.
1,000 to nearly 30 million a year.
And by the way, her wine thing is fraud. It's not, it doesn't exist. They took down the site. They've been sued for it. Like, it's
That wine must be delicious.
it doesn't exist anymore. The site's gone.
Rise. And you know what else is rising? Eyebrows.
Mhm.
Especially given Omar and her allies' long history of railing against wealth, profit, capitalism.
We need to make sure.
Oh, but I hate capitalism, even though I'm in the one country in the entire world where if you're in the 1% bracket, capitalism's the best thing.
That we're holding special interests accountable, that we're getting money out of politics, that we are taxing the uber rich, right. That the 1% gets to pay their fair share.
The only people who benefit from this bill are toy spaceship billionaires like Elon Musk and Donald Trump himself.
You do realize that Elon Musk doesn't live in the U.S., right? He's got dual citizenship. You do realize this, right? So, like, when you bring up Elon Musk, that doesn't really mean anything. He's not an American. He's a citizen, yeah, but, like, that doesn't really mean anything.
The spoils that they are rolling in are not earned. They aren't working for those billions of dollars. They're stealing them. They're stealing them from you.
Well, from all that, maybe Ilhan Omar is building some toy spacecraft that we don't know about. Chief.
Yeah, at least Elon's trying to go to space. Hell, he even used Starlink to give the people in Iran internet, dude. Like, that's legit. That's what's up.
Correspondent Chad Pergram on Capitol Hill. Chad.
Harris, good morning. The wealth of Presley and Omar have jumped since they were elected to Congress. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer took the unique step of asking his panel to probe Omar and not the Ethics Committee.
The Ethics Committee has jurisdiction over members of Congress. The two businesses in question are owned by Ms. Omar's husband. So the Ethics Committee does not have jurisdiction over a spouse, only a member.
Omar contends she did nothing wrong, but says her rapid wealth stems from her husband. He has a consulting business, which may be worth millions. Plus, the couple had an interest in a California wine operation. The wealth of congressional spouses is complicated, especially if they are
hey, you like that?
for most of the income.
Sometimes there's income that they're bringing in where there are questions as to whether the way that income is made may conflict with the day-to-day job duties of the member of Congress.
Oversight Committee Democrats find it strange that their committee is probing Omar.
I don't think that we should be playing politics with this committee. It's unprecedented to go after another member. There's a procedure. There's a House Ethics Committee. We've never done that with members. There's a different procedure
I agree.
for House Ethics.
Anyone that's been implicated in the Epstein files should be kicked out of our democracy. Straight up. Anyone who's implicated in the Epstein files, talked about, if their name is in it at all, they should immediately be taken out of political power. If they had any involvement with what Epstein was doing or knew anything about what was going on, instantaneous public execution. And on top of that, anybody that's sitting here doing all this fraud in these states, if they get found out that they are sending money to a foreign country That's treason. That's public execution. I don't want to see these people go to jail. I want to see these people get their heads lobbed off in public. That's what I want to see. Bring back the guillotine. Straight up. This is what happens when you get in a place of political power and you abuse it. You fuck up not only your own life because you got yourself done in, but you fuck up everyone else. For example, when Tim Walz was sitting there saying stupid shit in Minneapolis, he got 2 people killed by not saying that federal investigators, the ICE agents, are federal investigators. That's what they are. They're agents from the federal government. They're not the FBI. They enforce immigration. It's just a different branch. They're doing their job. And 2 people got killed instead of trying to defuse that situation.
Which we have, so
no, man.
I don't know why we're trying to politicize.
I don't want to see these people go to jail. I want to see public executions. If there were ever a time to bring back public executions, now's the time.
Now, on the wine operation, one label was called Blockchain. It was described as featuring aromas of blackberry and baking spices. The sales pitch said you would not want to trade it even on the dark web. It sold for $7, Harris.
You'd have to sell a lot of bottles to get to millions. Interesting. Chad, thank you. And focus now. Kaylee McGee-White, a Fox News contributor. Look, there's a whole lot of money on Capitol Hill, both sides of the aisle. And you could say that you want to follow all the money trail. Look at the Shush Fund years ago, where women were being quieted for some of the discrimination that was going on the Hill. So we get that. This is a very specific case. Why is that?
Yeah, I was doing a bit of research into Tim Manette, Ilhan Omar's husband's various businesses, and his investment firm, it has no known clients, no known investment deals. It doesn't even have an active SEC registration. And his winery, which is also purportedly making him millions of dollars per year, has no online presence. It has no...
Yeah, it's because they pulled it down. That's why. They pulled that shit down, bro. It's gone. It's gone now.
Incredible products available for purchase online. And get this, back in 2024, an investor into that winery actually sued Manette and his business partners, alleging that they had fraudulently misrepresented the winery as a legitimate business operation. So yeah, maybe there's a version of events here in which, of course, all of this is conveniently timed with his wife's election to Congress and her growing considerable influence in the Democratic Party. And maybe there is a version of events in which Ilhan Omar and her husband have just been extremely fortunate. But in that case, you would think that Ilhan Omar might be a bit more appreciative for this country in the ways in which it's aided her success. But I look at these events and I think they have cracked the Hunter Biden playbook. And I think that there are many other people in Washington, D.C. who watched the success of the influence peddling scheme that the Biden family ran. And more importantly, they saw that the Biden family faced zero consequences for that scheme. And they decided to try and replicate the results themselves. So I do hope that James Comer is successful at cracking what is actually going on here, because I think that she's probably not the only one in Washington with some considerable wealth to answer for.
Look, that's exactly where I started. There's a whole lot of money on Capitol Hill.
Yeah, how is it that these people have so much money?
And I just wondered why this particular case, it's also probably the timing of the fraud to the billions that's now been uncovered in her state. So it's a complicated issue.
And we're not even talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fraud. We're not even talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars of fraud. Billions.
And she has some apparent in a House committee explaining to do. Speaking of millions, I want to talk about people, not money. Millions of Americans chose faith, family, and freedom during Super Bowl halftime. Turning Point USA hosted the first ever halftime show headlined by Kid Rock. It racked up 5 million views on YouTube alone, 26 million total views across several platforms.
That's what's up.
Now, the show also included this tribute to late Turning Point founder Charlie Kirk.
I want to honor God in all that I do. My wife and my kids, my relationship with God, top 3 things. And the more often that you choose the deep, the difficult, but the right path over the easy path is one that will reward you, your family, and this beautiful nation.
Turning Point USA spokesperson Andrew Clovet says this was just the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do another halftime show for the country next year at 20 million at very minimum. I think that number is going to go higher, 40.
Yo, W. Seriously. Nothing new. It will get testy. There we go. There we go. Eh.
This morning, leaders from top immigration enforcement agencies
Well,
are set
this?
to testify on Capitol Hill.
And it will likely get testy. It comes as the deadline for lawmakers to strike a deal on DHS funding inches closer and closer. Madeline Rivera is live in Washington with all the details for us this morning. Hi, Maddie.
Good morning, Carly and Todd. ICE Chief Todd Lyons is one of the leaders appearing before the House Homeland Security Committee today, and he will likely face questions about immigration enforcement in Minnesota. The fallout from that operation reverberating on Capitol Hill, where Republicans and Democrats are in a stalemate over DHS funding. Democrats have 10 demands to, as they say, rein in ICE. It includes targeted enforcement, no masks for immigration agents, and requiring DHS officers to provide ID. Democratic leadership say they received a Republican counterproposal yesterday. They called it, quote, both incomplete and insufficient in terms of addressing the...
Just gonna be like last time. They're just not gonna they're not gonna give it to the demands, and then they're eventually just gonna have to come to a deal. It's gonna be just like the government shutdown that happened last year in January. It's gonna last for like, what, month, 2 months, 3 months?
Concerns Americans have about ISIS lawless conduct. Democrats await additional detail and text. Republicans, though, say Democrats are the ones being unreasonable.
If Democrats are serious about finding a solution here, they may need to find more time to bring these efforts to a productive conclusion.
So the funding deadline is this Friday.
You know, more time to find it? Like, how is it that this has been going on for a year now and you guys need more time? The fuck? What?
That was a Democrat demand. They didn't want to fund TSA. They didn't.
Man, this motherfucker looks like a demon, bro. What the fuck? That's scary looking, dude.
Want to fund Secret Service. They don't want to fund FEMA. They don't want to fund any of those if they can also cut off funding to ICE.
Separately, the Trump administration is celebrating a legal win for now after a federal appeals court in San Francisco granted a stay allowing the government to move forward with ending temporary protected status for immigrants from Nepal, Honduras, and Nicaragua. Attorney General Pambandi saying, as the court found, the government is likely to prevail in its argument that ending temporary protected status for some immigrants is sound and lawful policy. DHS has argued TPS protections were always intended to be temporary. Carly and Todd.
I'm hearing the words incomplete and unreasonable when it comes to accusations being thrown around between the two sides. That's not a good place to be. Madeline Rivera live for us in Washington. Maddie, thank you. Let's bring in Texas Congressman Lance Gooden. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us. So just set the stage for us this morning and tell us about the agencies and services at risk if DHS does in fact shut down with no sign of reopening in sight. How does that impact all of us?
Well, first of all, the ICE agency is not at risk. The big, beautiful bill that we passed last July fully funds and some the ICE operations that Democrats are.
Damn, well, look at that. Looks like shit. It looks like Trump's big, beautiful bill, as odd as it is going to keep everything going for them.
They're so angry about. So what they've done is put at risk the TSA funding. No one wants to go to the airport and have to wait hours to get on a plane. They put at risk the air traffic.
TSA funding? What? Why the fuck is the government paying for like, what? You mean to tell me this someone like Boeing that makes all that? Bro, the CEO for Boeing makes $32 million a year. And you mean to tell me that our federal fundings are paying for that? That's retarded.
Controllers that are showing up to work, but especially TSA. And you know what? I want to mention
Especially whenever the planes start dropping out of the fucking air like they did not last year, but the year before that.
Because when we get to the airport, we see signs that say verbal abuse will not be tolerated. And so you go to the airport and everyone is on their best behavior. Why doesn't that standard apply to ICE agents who are enforcing the law, sometimes in a dangerous position on the streets? That's crazy to me that Democrats are standing against ICE. They're standing against law enforcement after so many years of all this talk that they're pro-law enforcement. But what you'll see if the DHS agency fails to get funded this week are long lines at the airport and no change to enforcement, which is why the White House is willing to work with Democrats in a reasonable way.
Yeah, obviously.
Anybody wants to hear. This one seems like an obvious...
So, like, it's not really going to do anything to the Republican side of things. It looks like the Republicans are just going to keep doing the thing that they're doing.
One, but you never know. Hope springs eternal.
Damn, Trump had this shit lined up, bro. He used those 4 years. He used the 4 years that Biden was in office, and bro sat there like this the whole time. He just thought about what he was going to do.
DHS is going to shut down, and if so, for how long?
That's it? That's the only thing it affects. Really? It's just people's ability to get on planes? That shit ain't moving anytime soon, bro.
No, I don't think. I think we'll come to an agreement. The White House
that shit's getting shut down for a while.
Counter proposals the Democrats are going to talk about in their meeting this morning. You know, one of the things on the Democrat list is body cameras. We don't have a problem with body cameras. Law enforcement that I talk to, no matter where they are.
Dude, body cameras are an amazing thing. I look forward to watching more Karens get tased 7 different times into the dirt. I look forward to watching more videos where I can see somebody in a yellow dress getting tased and screaming. Hold on. We gotta find that video, bro. We got to find that shit. It's a beautiful thing. Nope. What is this? Nope. No. Oh, damn, we gotta watch that Epstein thing. Nope. Is it this one? It might be this one. Yes, it is this one.
She got tattoos all over. Absolutely, in Florida, you can. Florida, I'm hearing.
Here we go. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful day in America when you pull this up on a stream and bask in the patriotism. Let me tell you something, boys. There's nothing that's quite like it.
With her car.
I need this shit put into a syringe and injected into my veins.
Uh-oh. I love these.
You can call whoever you want. If they interfere, they're going to jail too. Get out of the fucking car!
That's right.
Get on your belly! Get on your...
I love it. Yes. It's amazing.
You shouldn't have done it.
Wow, squealing like a wild hog.
Wow. I just caught
Man.
You are one sick puppy. I just caught you. You were smiling, you were laughing, and you were getting pleasure out of her being tased over and over and over.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was
Yes.
too. I was too.
Yes.
I wanted her to be tased again. People
That's right.
are unable to process their emotions.
Oh.
They never grow up in
That's
America.
right.
And so this is what you have. The pink-haired little piggy screaming on the ground, and now you're wishing
Squealing like a hog.
It's not your fault. It's hers.
That's
it's
right.
her fault. Don't forget that.
Yes, sir.
One more time.
Get out of the fucking car! Get on your belly! Get on
You remember what I said earlier? You remember what I said earlier in the stream? You remember what I said earlier in the stream?
Run them over. I'm really fucking fast. Island, Florida, call me. They are.
Hold on. Where's it at?
If they interfere, they're going to...
Uh-oh. I love these.
You can call whoever you want. If they interfere, they're going to jail too.
I thought I heard her say no there for a second.
That's right.
Don't forget.
Get on your belly.
Again? All right, we got to get one more again. Here we go. Keep in mind, all she had to do was follow the directions.
Yeah, it's just stop resisting arrest. You realize that she not only pulled forward to escape the ICE agents, she backed into their car. She literally backed into their fucking car. Thank you for the donation. Hell yeah, let's go. I think that's a great idea. When you're concealed carrying to have a body cam, bro, that would definitely help out in court for sure. That's not a bad idea. I might invest in something. That's smart. Honestly, that's a good idea.
Do what the fuck she's supposed to do. That's all she ever had.
All she had to do was just follow the law. Well, not even follow the law. Look here. Check this out. Check this out. You don't even have to, well, you should follow the law. I recommend that you follow the law. You definitely save yourself the headache of being arrested. Let's say she did nothing wrong. Let's say we live in a world where she did nothing wrong. Do you really want a bunch of people around you with guns telling you to get out of your car? No, I definitely don't. But if they are, guess what my bitch ass is doing? I'm getting out of the fucking car. You know why? Because they have their guns already drawn. I don't. That's why. I don't want to die today. I want to live. Thank you. That's all for this public service announcement. Have a great day.
That's all it was. And she didn't want to do that.
And just don't resist arrest. Don't resist arrest. It's you'll save. It's a cheat code to not being tased. Don't resist arrest, and you won't get tased. Fucking stupid, man.
I would love to have a
damn.
record of their enforcement actions. I'd love to see and have clear video of what these anarchists and protesters and insurrectionists are doing out there on the streets. I think body cameras would clear up quite a bit of questions, and Republicans don't have a problem with that.
So there's one other thing that I want to ask you on the list of Democrat demands. It's on the top of the list. It would require that immigration officials obtain a warrant signed by a judge before entering a private home or business. Right now, agents only need
Oh, that really works out for all the fucking lobotomites they have as judges in their fucking state, huh? You got these people bailing out pedos so that way they don't go into jail. You got them release. Here's what really kills me. So you got these people that want the ICE agents to get judge approval in their states. Yet, here's the best part. How convenient whenever you have all these judges in your state that are taking these people that are violent fucking criminals and re-releasing them back into their city. Of course they want the ICE agents to get a warrant. How better to rig the system in their favor? Duh. Like, come on.
Administrative warrant, which they can sign themselves. What would happen to ICE operations if Democrats get their way on this and this one?
They're not going to get their way. Trump's not going to sign anything that's going to do any of this. If he does, he's fucking retarded. If he signs any of this shit, he's stupid as shit. Let TSA be shut down. No one gives a fuck about that. What are you leaving the country for? Like,
well, I think they'd be slowed down, you know.
Well, you don't necessarily have to leave. You could be going to another state, but
are very concerned about freedoms, and we're very reluctant to say you can just storm into anyone's house. But I think if you have a warrant and you're pursuing someone, if they are hiding in a home, then that's a different story. But
it's probable cause. Probable cause. Big surprise the federal agents know the federal law. Like it's literally there. It's probable cause. If you this is the whole reason why it was such a pain in the ass before the police department in Minneapolis started helping the ICE agents. If you have a and this can be validated, whenever they broke into that, I'm having to go all the way back to the start just to explain how we got where we're at. So whenever the rioters in Minneapolis broke into the federal agent's car, they had papers that had targets, and they were like, oh, they're targets. Oh, and it's like, yeah, they're targets because the local police aren't working with them. Therefore, they're having to go to whatever information they have, and they're being referred to as targets, these illegals. They're going to their last known resident that the federal government has, with probable cause, breaking into the door if nobody answers and trying to find these people. Now, with the local government helping them, they can have the last known residents, which is most likely going to be more recent because it's in the state they're fucking in, and they most likely have a recent conviction or arrest. So they have a location where they're usually housed. Now that all that information's solved, they don't have to do that. But how is it? God damn it.
You have a warrant and you're pursuing someone. If they are hiding in a home, then that's a different story. But these are things that...
Yeah, well, I mean, again, and now that they have the most recent location of these people, they can go directly to them, and with probable cause, if they see this person or they think there's somebody in there that looks like them, they can do whatever they need to do to get these people out. And it's like, they're not really breaking the law. It's that whenever you have a small government saying no to the big government, well, the big government's going to make the small government very miserable and give in to what the big government wants because the big government's the one that funds everything. And well, big surprise, that's what happened. And now that whole fiasco is over with, the ICE agents can do their job and get the fuck out of Minnesota. This would have been over weeks ago if they had not just had their heads up their ass. Like,
we're talking about with Democrats among ourselves.
You have to realize something. ICE agents aren't riot police. Whenever you have to pull in double the amount of fucking people that are all trained to be ICE agents and not riot police, you're gonna have fucking problems. Duh. That's why they want the local police to do their job. That's why they didn't bother training them in riot control. Why the fuck should they? They expected the fucking local police to help out if the crowds got unruly, and they didn't.
Look inside. We're very much concerned about constitutional rights.
How? It's just another thing that they've self-invented. Oh, but the ICE agents aren't trained. No, they're trained to get the illegals out, the bad guys. But because you don't want the local police to help them, well, they never thought that they'd have to fucking train these guys in fucking riot control. Nobody did. How the fuck are you supposed to know that?
Rights of legal American citizens, and we also want this law enforced. We want the American people's desire to have their borders secure and illegals shipped out of this nation fulfilled. That's what President Trump campaigned on in the last election. He made no secrets about it. He said, if you elect me, I'm going to ship these illegals out of the country. That's what he's doing. And now Democrats don't like that we are making good on the promises that we made to voters.
And finally, really quickly,
That's why they ran their campaign. You do realize that Japan just elected a female person who ran on the same principles that Trump did, and she won with an overwhelming majority. The same thing is happening in Europe now. They're ruining our countries, man. We got to get these people out.
One in because Attorney General Pam Bondi is set to testify tomorrow before the House Judiciary Committee, of which you sit on. So what are your expectations for this hearing tomorrow, and what do you hope to learn?
My expectations are that Democrats will make fools of themselves. They'll focus on Epstein. They won't talk about the fraud in Minnesota that Americans are very upset about.
You know, I think we need more politicians that get online, because my thrown up language too. But the Epstein files. Well, what about all the pedos that are currently on the street raping kids? What about those guys? Don't you want to get those guys out of here? I feel like those are a little bit more important, though the Epstein files are definitely. I feel like these are both equally as important, honestly. And that's what really, it's just it's two different political parties using smear campaigns to destroy each other. That's where we're at. I feel like anytime you bring up the Epstein files, at this point, it's just backlash. It's like and I don't like saying this because I don't really like either candidate that people were being forced to vote on, because Kamala was a joke. Trump, in my opinion, is still kind of a joke because and let me tell you why. It's because he's talking a big game, and even though they're deporting illegals like crazy, I still can't go to the grocery store and buy food at a less price. It's all the same. Housing hasn't gone down. Food hasn't gone down. Gas sure did, but that's for other reasons. Like, I mean, whenever I start seeing the rent go down and I start seeing the fucking the cost at the fucking the store go down, then we're gonna be talking. But I haven't seen that yet. So for me, it's all talk. Like, I want change for our country, and the thing is the Democrats are offering up these fucking useless fucking candidates that have like stuff that nobody wants to vote for. And then you have the Republicans that are just trying to slow burn our way into the exact same thing that the fucking Democrats are doing. We're fucking wasting our time here.
They'll criticize
It's a joke.
ICE operations. They'll be reluctant to acknowledge that we now have a DOJ that enforces the law, that's fair, that's doing what the Biden administration DOJ refused to do, that they are taking an active part in ensuring that Americans are here legally and that those people who came into our country illegally are shipped out, that the criminals are gone, that laws are followed and enforced, and that there is fair and balanced justice for all. Democrats don't want to acknowledge that, but Pam Bondi is doing a great job, and she has the president's support and the American people's as well.
Texas Congressman Lance Gooden, we appreciate your time and insight as always. We thank you for joining us this morning.
I will say that Trump making it, I don't really know if it's illegal, but banning corporations from being able to buy up properties and turn them into R&Bs or whatever, that's a good thing. That's an amazing thing. The fact that he got that pushed, that's a great thing. And also the prescription drug stuff too. That's an amazing thing. But again, it's just like all this stuff with Epstein. If anything was going to be changed, and you want people to believe that things are going to change, then I need to start seeing the change hit home, you know? Where is this change? And people still talking about Emaru because she wants to remain apolitical. You see, this is the reason why they're failing miserably when it comes to the people in Minneapolis is...
Pick me for incel.
Whenever you want to stay apolitical or you just want to stay out of it, you immediately get harassed and targeted by these freaking schizos that want you to be on their side, and then what ends up happening is you radicalize them to the opposing side. And this is the reason why they're failing miserably and taking fat L's in Minneapolis. Let's be honest.
Casey Tron calls Emaru a pick-me for incel freaks.
It reminds me of whenever Amarath started
This coming from the woman, by the way, that got sued by Ethan Klein and had to later apologize to... Like, she completely roached out. She ratted out, bro. She sold. She had to apologize to Asmund. She had to apologize to Ethan. She had to settle out of court because she's broke, allegedly. But she did have to settle out of court, and she did have to post apologies to Asmund and a few other people. She lost. Like, she lost big time.
A cowboy hat.
So keep this in mind.
You retard.
She's wearing a cowboy hat because she's been playing Red Dead Redemption. It just got remastered. She's a gamer, and she's also a, oh my god, a cosplayer. That's what Emaru does. She has no reason to talk about politics on stream. None.
Wearing a cowboy hat because she was playing Red Dead Redemption. Oh, that's a cowboy game, by the way. Yeah, she's wearing... Because it was like... Why are you so dumb? This is crazy.
Oh, and also, like, in the clips that you see of her reacting to the video that got her sued, she actually did more marijuana hits than she did actual commentary of the video. Ethan did a really good job of showing that. So she's probably stoned out of her mind.
Full Nazi, basically.
Full Nazi.
So staying apolitical makes you a Nazi. That's crazy. What?
These people really are the worst. They really are. She's calling Imru a Nazi. She's going full Nazi. Oh, wait, no. She's calling Amarath a Nazi. Oh, that totally makes more sense. This is just... wow.
She started wearing the cowboy hat. It's like whenever these
and they wonder why they're losing. They wonder.
Texas girls in like these Austin, Texas streamers.
And it's not even just these content creators. You see it every time you watch videos of what's going on in Minnesota. You got people walking around trying to like run people off the sidewalks and say you had this one dude that was saying to people that were just trying to go wherever the fuck they were going on the sidewalk, say like scream fuck ICE, and it's like, then if they didn't, he immediately called them Nazis, and it's like, dude, you're not gonna win anybody acting like that. You're gonna lose more people treating people like that than anything, and it shows too, because whenever you have people trying to join the crowd and you're sticking dildos to their truck because they're just trying to find a place to park, they pull out the sign, put it on the side of their truck, and be like, look, guys, I'm part of your team. And they're still sticking dildos to the dude's truck. You got a problem.
They'll start wearing cowboy
They're attacking their own members, for fuck's sake.
That's whenever you got to watch out.
You know what's really, like, I'm going to be honest. This is one of the biggest mind fucks to me that I've been having to deal with for the last about 5 to 10 years of my life. I am watching the previous generation of e-girls and cool guys on the internet, like Casey Tron and Anthony Fantano, turn into boring, lame, middle-aged adults. I am watching e-girls turn into Karens. Like, this is the kind of stuff that, like, whenever you...
Yeah, that's right, motherfucker. I'm an American, and I'm proud to be an American. We live in the most advanced, the most rich country in the entire fucking world, and I'm proud to be an American. And if you got a fucking problem with that and you're an American, then get the fuck out. You don't belong here. You goddamn straight.
Like, Albertsons or something like that, or Publix or H-E-B with your mom in, like, 1998. This is the kind of dialogue that you would hear them talking about with, like, a celebrity. With, like, the same level of, like, the cadence, the demeanor, the vocabulary, everything. And we're watching this evolution in real time. We are. We're watching it in real time. And it's happening to everybody else around me. And I'm sitting here stressing myself out. Because it's like, when's it going to happen to me? When am I going to go from being, because like, I feel like I've always been a cool guy. I've always had a lot of friends. When am I going to turn into a loser? Never? The thing is that it never happened with my dad. My dad was 78 years old talking about fucking, just all kinds of crazy shit, saying that, like, if he still could, he'd be driving around fucking drinking late at night. So like I know, and look at Donald Trump, right? Like, he almost 80 years old and it
shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. If you served in the military, you should be treated in a way that is not like a conventional. You should be treated higher in regard of everything. Your health care should be supreme. You shouldn't have to wait in lines. You should have your own medical services. You should have You shouldn't have to worry about bills. You should be given a fucking house. You shouldn't have to worry. How is it that you bust in these illegal motherfuckers and you give them places to stay, you give them food stamps, and this happened in New York. They busted in a shitload of illegals, gave them free housing, gave them food stamps, gave them rides. Motherfucker, why aren't you doing that for veterans? Why are they having to struggle? Why are they on the streets? The fuck? Hello? They serve the fucking country. Same thing with first responders. They serve the community. How the fuck, like, hello? What the fuck?
Doing it for the love of the fucking game. So I think that really, like, you can be a degenerate old man, but I just hope and pray that that will be my destiny, and I won't turn into one of these boring, middle-aged, like...
Man, let me tell you something. You get all these motherfucking illegals out, right? You get all these illegal scumbags out that have done really bad crimes, and just illegal immigrants in general, right? Get them out of the country. What better way to show your dedication to a country than to be imported, and gain your citizenship through working in the military? Honestly, that's where we should put all of our immigration into. If you want to be an immigrant, you have to serve in our military. That's how you get your citizenship, or at least your first step into becoming an American person. Straight up. And then, if you implement free housing, one hand washes the other. How is this so complicated?
Celebrity tabloid
I should be getting paid to spew this shit, man.
It's just sad, bro. It's just really sad for me to watch this shit happen. Hunter Biden proves it right. Hunter Biden hasn't had what happened. Bro, he's locked in. That's going to be our president one day. Get used to it.
They're about to start saying some really crazy shit. Or maybe nothing at all. She's like basically like, she's like a pick-me for like incel freaks. Like whenever like a bunch of like MAGA, alt-right incel freaks start being like, oh, you're one of the good girls.
What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck is she talking? This is insane. She's actually crazy, yes.
You know, like, oh, you're one of...
Silence is violence. Oh my god.
Second treaties.
The good ones. You're not... Like you know that she probably has, like, weird incels donating her hundreds of dollars every... See, there's one right there.
That's right. Exactly. That's why you do that. That's why you make them go into the military. If they want to come to America, they have to renounce citizenship to any other country. If you want to come to our country and serve in our politics, you shouldn't. You shouldn't be allowed to be in our politics if you came from a different country. How the fuck you come? You fled a country, came to our country. You don't even know, like, you didn't go through our education system. You didn't deal with all the stuff that we had to. You didn't have family members that died for our country in World War I and II. Why the fuck are you in our politics? How are you going to come from a different country and tell us what our Constitution says? Fuck out of here. And what better way to show your patriotism to a country and the want to be here than to serve in their military? Renounce your citizenship. If our country's so goddamn bad for you motherfuckers, then go back to your own country. Get the fuck out of here. Get out. You don't like it here? Then get the fuck out. Trying to weaponize our own Constitution against us. You losing that fight whether you want to or not. Nah, bro.
They're donating her like hundreds of dollars every day, and they're...
That's right. They come here to our country. They get into these protests that happen in Minneapolis and LA, and they're waving their own country's flags. Why the fuck are you here? You burning our flag that my grandfather, my uncle, my fucking family members died for. What the fuck are you doing in our country, burning our flag, waving our flag upside down? But you got your fucking flag from your country that you had to run from because it's a shithole. What sense does that even make? Makes no fucking sense. If it's so fucking bad there, why did you run from it? Why are you waving your flag in a country you fled to get away from that country? How does that make any fucking sense? And you want to tell me there's not some form of paid protesting? Kiss my ass, man.
She's jealous? I will say again.
It's funny because I click on this motherfucking video to talk about Imru. I'm over here talking about changing the fucking government.
Casey Tron.
Ah, damn, bro.
This is what happened many years ago, 3,000 years ago. Casey Tron was the premier top-level titty streamer on Twitch. You can go back to 2012. And
let's be honest here. Just about every woman that's not a VTuber does this. At some point, they're going to lean into the incel theory. I guess that's what they want to call it. I mean, it's better than being called a Nazi, I guess. They're going to lean into that because they see all these other girls that are attractive that throw makeup on their face. And they're seeing all of them get all these donations and shit. So they're going to hop on board of that. Of course. Right? Like, I love seeing the amount of hypocrisy and hypocriticism, yes, that comes through on everyone's side. It's disgusting.
You'll find videos of Casey Tron doing things that are infinitely more degrading, sexualized, and everything else than anything that any of the modern streamers are doing right now that are very popular, like Emeru. And do you know what happened to Casey Tron? My ex-girlfriend started streaming. And I gotta tell you guys, there is a number of reasons
Bro's trying to one-up everyone.
That. See, people
if you're wondering, this is a personal insult to Casey Tron.
Years.
He's talking about how his ex-girlfriend started streaming and put her under.
Sad. You are a failed e-girl. You tried to be an e-girl, and you lost in the free market of e-girls.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, oh, you're one of the good girls. You're not like those other annoying American girls.
28 years old and still pulling the UWU. Small bean. I don't do politics. UWU like bitch. PLSICANT.
Oh, man.
It's because, like, in my opinion, it's all a facade to appeal to the worst.
You do realize that you are a person that hovers around Hassan, right? And Hassan has openly stated multiple times that he's okay with the terrorist organization and that he supports what they do. Maybe your interests aren't really about Americans. Maybe your interests are very, very bad. You know? Anyone that hovers around somebody that advocates for terrorism, I tend not to like them very much, huh? They're not exactly what you'd call good people. Because what terrorists do is they actually shoot innocent citizens and act like the Gestapo, like what's going on in Iran. You see, if you really gave a shit about anything that has to do with Nazism or Gestapo, you would be protesting Iran, not ICE in Minneapolis. So there's one for you.
Man.
Or calling somebody online a fucking incel advocator or fucking calling them a Nazi if you really gave a shit about what's going on. But you don't.
All of this, by the way, is off of an out of context clip that her saying that I don't want to talk about this because I'm not really a political person. I don't want to talk about it. Like, this is all.
Well, that's the sad part is you can do both, but they're picking one side of it. I don't see any like help Iran signs anywhere. I haven't seen that at all. I saw a lot of people protesting Venezuela.
This is the amount of fan fiction that people like this can invent.
And then I saw Venezuelans there anti-protesting saying you're retarded. And then that ended.
These are
But remember, boys, it's not paid protesting. Clearly. No, they capture Maduro at 3 a.m. in the morning on a Saturday, right? Or a Sunday. And they have signs by 7 a.m. Really high manufactured signs, mass-produced by 7 a.m. that morning. But remember, boys, there's no paid protesting whatsoever. None. Not a single bit. I ain't even saying it's all paid. You know there's obviously something going on. There's something going on. There's obviously something going on.
Denham's post. What's this? Denham's post alleged Emaru Asmongold DMs amidst ICE feud. Oh God. You know what I find is really funny about this? You know what I could do? I could post Denham's real DMs in Destiny.
It's not that it triggers me. Being called a Nazi is a disrespectful term to anybody who actually survived the Holocaust. It's disrespectful. You want to see what Nazism looks like? Look up all the experiments that they did on those fucking people. Look up the piles of wedding rings that they melted to fund their military industrial complex. Listen to the people that came from those camps. They're all over the internet. When you call somebody a Nazi in the modern age that isn't actually a Nazi, you're disrespecting those victims. It's disgusting. It's disrespectful. It's wrong. And anyone calling somebody else a Nazi is stupid. It's just like saying flat earth at this point. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're crazy. That's right, the truth is free. Go look up those images. Go see what it looked like when they did Scorched Earth. Go look at it. You're going to see a bunch of people that look like walking corpses being ran to death, escaping the Americans because they're being held at gunpoint. You're going to read books that are going to open your mind to this thing called information and knowledge that are going to tell you that what's happening with these ICE agents is nothing like what the fucking Nazis did. It's disrespectful, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Chat, asking to have sex with Destiny. You're sitting in here writing fan fiction. Don't make me tell the truth. Don't do that. Don't you put me in a position where I gotta tell the truth. What a stupid bitch. Oh my God. She's sitting in Destiny's chat begging for him to fuck her, and then she's sitting around here photoshopping DMs to farm hate on somebody. There's one word for that.
I never understood the big negative to MAGA. Make America great again? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with making America great? We live in one of the best countries in the world. We've become sick is what happened. We got sick. Every country has had to deal with this. It's time to make America great. What's wrong with that?
Sad, really. It's just sad.
Uses so many.
Because like really misogynistic, shitty incel-like men, they like a woman that doesn't have any opinions.
They like a woman doesn't have any opinions. Oh yeah, they like women. Yeah, right, of course. They like, yeah. Okay.
You know, they're like, oh yeah, somebody that I can mold to have all of the same fucking right-wing MAGA opinions that I have. And then I think that she also...
I love how, like,
who gives a fuck if some retarded people bring Nazi flags to a fucking MAGA rally, dude? You're not gonna control everybody that's in a fucking rally, dude. Like, what the fuck? What is that mentality? Are you fucking dumb? You stupid? If you could control everybody that was at a rally or at a fucking protest, you wouldn't have riots, dipshit. When you don't want to talk about the fucking people that got, the police officers that got pinned underneath a fucking overpass because the fucking retards above it were throwing bricks down at the cars, right? You don't want to talk about that. Fucking stupid. That's a stupid ass fucking view. You're retarded if you think that. You're dumb. You're actually ignorant.
She's just making all of this up. She's totally making everything about this up. You're just making up. It's basically like this massive fan fiction that she's inventing. Oh my God. This is so sad.
I think that she also plays into how a lot of incels will fetishize Asian women as being more docile.
By the way, January 6th, there was a person that was shot and killed, but you dumb fucks don't want to fucking talk about that either, do you? Look it up. Someone was shot and killed. You fucking retards don't want to bring that up either. You want to get half informed because you're too busy looking at one side of the spectrum, huh? You guys are a bunch of fucking idiots. Look it up. There was an Air Force veteran that got shot and killed on Jan 6th. That's right. There it is. There it is. January 6th. That's what you fucktards. Whenever the Epstein files fall down, whenever Israel and Palestine get solved by the one president you fucks hate the most, whenever everything gets solved, it's always back to Jan 6th. Look up what happened on January 6th. The BBC published Trump's fucking press conference in a way that made it seem like he incited the violence at January 6th. Trump sued the fuck out of the BBC whenever the full thing came out. And then to boot, you had an Air Force veteran who was shot and killed. It was a woman who was shot and killed during the insurrection. Every fucking point you retards bring up is falling. It's all falling apart. I didn't even know someone was shot and killed on Jan 6th. I thought it was a fucking cop that had gotten trampled. That little retard died of a heart attack afterwards. And they tried to blame it. I'm not saying that to the cop, by the way. I do redact that. I'm going to take that back. The retarded press published it as if he had died because of the insurrection. You pick one side and you don't look at the full spectrum. You are brainwashed. 100%.
By the way, why are you, why are your eyes always closed? Like, it's just, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, god damn.
And none of you motherfuckers want to bring up Charlie Kirk or the two people that were shot and killed in the cells, right? We're gonna bring up, hold on, and we're gonna bring up a MAGA, a Nazi flag at a protest, at a MAGA thing, right? We're gonna bring that up. So what about Charlie Kirk? What about the guy that was the two people that were shot and killed in their cells that weren't even federal agents? They were just being housed there. What about those guys? Why aren't you guys controlling that? What happened there? Since that's the mentality here. Jesus, it's fucking brain dead, dude.
I hope
brain
so,
dead.
Imagine she wrote this out.
Than American women or like white women.
Charlie Kirk was killed for exercising his real First Amendment right. That's why he was killed. And that's why 7 other people took his place. And you know what? If you kill any of those 7 more are going to take their place. You can't kill patriotism. People have fucking tried. And guess what? It doesn't work. Doesn't matter how political you try to make everything with all these fucking streamers, no matter how many times you try to pay people, no matter how many times you try to fucking come up with this false fucking narrative, you can't kill patriotism. World War I and World War II should show that to you. No matter how much misinformation you put out there, it won't work. You know why? Because patriotism is freedom. That's why.
Like that. You know what I mean? It's like her whole...
I like how, you instantly went to the idea that she's not an American. It's just like, what is wrong with these people, man?
No matter how much information you put out there, the silent majority will always win no matter how mad you get. It doesn't matter what you think or say. You get on the streets and you antagonize people, you harass people, you threaten people that they have to see your political view. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to go the opposing side because they're terrified of you now. They're scared of you. And they're going to vote silently, just like they did in the last election. You get called a Nazi for speaking out. Okay, well then I just won't speak out. I'll just vote what I want to vote and not tell anybody. You get alienated from your friends around you because you see what's going on and you want to say something to somebody and then you get alienated by them. Family members, same thing. Okay, then I'm just going to go out there and I'm using my own two eyes and the information that I know to make a vote. And that's what got Trump reelected. Keep antagonizing people, keep attacking people. You're going to have more people that are going to vote the other side so that way they oppress you. That's why.
Like American women, like, what do you mean? Like, it's just, what the hell's wrong with these people? I just really...
Oh, like, her whole platform is just, like, appealing to, like, the worst fucking men.
Her whole platform is appealing to the worst fucking men. Meanwhile, she's raiding food, wearing a cowboy hat, and she's gonna play Red Dead Redemption. Take your fucking meds. This is so embarrassing. This is insanely fucking embarrassing.
And, like, I don't know why some of these other girl streamers even, like, associate with her. It's like...
Isn't it crazy how, like, do you remember what I was telling you before about how women like to do PvP? But the difference between female PvP and male PvP is that the female PvP, they try to pretend like they're not flagged. So what she's trying to do is she's trying to, like, create a narrative that other people should isolate and alienate Emiru because of all of these lies that you've just made up about her. This is the absolute worst of... This is like, whenever people talk about toxic masculinity, this is toxic feminine behavior. It absolutely...
So for the retard that said autistic rocking, you do realize that whenever you threaten somebody because of a mental disability, that just makes you out to be a fucking jackass. I have ADD, ADHD, and I have to take medication just to function daily for it. So, like, if I'm rocking in my chair, it's literally because I can't control that. I also have I have impulses too that I have to take. I have to take medication for all of this. Like, I'm going to attack you because you're mentally ill and everything you're saying is wrong because you're mentally ill. Well, if that's the case, then what? Like, what? Who gives a fuck? Like, come on, man. Like, if that's the case, then why did people all listen to the fucking wheelchair dude with whatever the fuck his name is? I can't think of his fucking name. The guy that was implicated on the Epstein Islands that's in the wheelchair. He's a vegetable. Oh my god. He needs to snuggle in bathrobe. I was also a firefighter, you fucking lobotomite. I saved people's lives. What have you done for your country? Stephen Hawking's, thank you. Thank you, Alpha. Stephen Hawking's. Though his disabilities were more physical and less mental, still. Thank you. Yep, Stephen Hawking. Bad Bunny sucks. I don't know about Bad Bunny. I read that in the chat. I don't know nothing about Bad. I heard that they had somebody that didn't even speak English at the Super Bowl. I watched the thing that had Eminem in it. I thought that shit was cool. I don't even know if it's for the Super Bowl, but I don't watch sports, man. I don't watch sports. I need meds to make you feel right. You said, because, bro, you can't even spell. If you're going to insult me, the least you can do is use proper grammar. games. If we don't put Chiato's things away, then we grow into them. This game itself was crap. Volunteer firefighting as well. Cheers. Bro, you gotta go to college. You need to go to college, bro. I'm telling you right now, if you go to college and you actually go through the courses, it's totally worth it. Volunteer firefighting is great, but if you get, like, a lot of the places here in Texas, if you get into, like, an accident, medical won't cover you. Dude, you got it. Dude, I recommend going to college and becoming a paid firefighter. If you can go and be a firefighter as a volunteer, I absolutely recommend going to college and getting actual paid status. 100%. You already volunteer at a location, and if they have if people know you, you're gonna get a job real easy. Absolutely recommend. Definitely do it. Nobody. Da 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 da. Muted me. 8 Bad Bunny. Da da da. Yes, he did. Sued those for $1 billion. Da 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 da. I'm not really seeing any more like super.
Yes. And I want you guys to see it. This is like a textbook example. You open up the dictionary, this clip is in the dictionary. There it is. You see it right here? Making an outcast, that's right.
Like, you're just bringing over, like, her weird fucking incel viewers into your, you know what I mean?
Weird incel viewers. Oh my god. Let's not forget that she, had a bunch of money donated to a women's charity, that she had, she donated money herself to the Alveus Sanctuary. Like, let's not talk about that at all. Let's just say that all of her viewers are weird incels. Jesus Christ. Isn't this weird?
And then in my opinion, it's like she's not entertaining whatsoever.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Why are they watching her when they should be watching me? Of course.
She's like, I would literally rather watch paint dry. Like, her only poll is really just like being like the e-girl to a bunch of fucking weird basement dwelling incels.
Oh, she got her eyes open now whenever she's talking about appearance. Oh, now she's locked in. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm awake now. I'm ready. Oh my god.
Like, I'm sorry. And like I said, this is just my opinion.
It's just her opinion.
But yeah,
it's just my opinion. I'm just going to participate in complete reputation destruction, compounding lies, and then advocate for other people not to communicate with you or ostracize you because of the compounding lies that I just invented in my own mind.
she sucks. And I mean, like, I don't know. I think that this was a long time coming. I think the other thing that was just like, okay, is how she didn't say anything whenever it came to Tectone and Pinky Chew.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that makes a lot of sense because, you know, as somebody who was a victim on public, you know, like publicly in front of everybody at TwitchCon of sexual assault, I'm sure it's because she actually supports it. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Of course. Duh. This is the kind of shit these people say.
Didn't say anything like in support of Pinky Chew or like, you know, like, yeah, like I don't associate with, like, it's just weird. It's just weird and very, I don't know. We've been known. We've been new. We've been new on this stream.
We've been new
that this girl is weird.
Jesus, guys. Like, I just really...
Puddin', where you at?
Like, this
Puddin'.
is just... can she get banned for defamation? I mean, I don't know why. Like, what
Puddin',
I
I
think
need
is very
you.
annoying is that, You know, like, I mean, she's not going to come out and say anything about this, but, like, I will. I'll say something about this.
There he is.
He's acting like a fucking bitch. He's being a fucking bitch. And so that's it. It's unreal, isn't it? And, yeah, I don't know. It's impressive with smoking weed. Honestly, like, I will say that I think Casey Tron is, like, I used to be very, very pro smoking weed. And I was like, oh, it's not going to do anything wrong to you. Oh, you're going to be fine. Don't worry about it.
Hold on, I'm trying to add somebody as a moderator. Give me a second. God damn it, dude. Why is this such a pain in the ass? Oh, there he is. Review and remove chat messages and hide or put users in timeout. I guess you can't like ban anybody. You could time them out though. Can review and remove chat messages and hide or put users in timeout. There you go, Puddin'.
But, like, after I've watched her talk about some shit, I think to myself, like, man, maybe smoking weed isn't that bad. Or actually is that bad. Like, maybe it can fuck you up. Like, that's it. And you have all these people going and talking shit like this, and it's just sad to see. We're doing a speed run for ad hominem attacks today. Nice. Yeah, it's really just such a nasty thing to say about a person. It really is. And just to go out and lie and just make shit up constantly. And it's really embarrassing. And don't blame the weed. How many prescriptions is she on? I don't know. But yeah, it's just really like the amount of harassment like this that happens, especially from people like her, is just fucking disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. These people should be ashamed of themselves. They really should.
You're getting through to one? Yeah, no, legal immigration is fine. If you came here and you got citizenship the right way, dude, like, congrats, you made it. Like, but if you're illegal and you cross illegally and you do everything against what the country states, then.
But that'll never happen. That'll never happen at all. So yeah, and that's it.
10:43. Oh shit, that it? Okay. Yeah, no. That's crazy, dude. That's just crazy to me. Did we get anything new from Fox? Anything new come up? What is this? Hello. What is this?
Today on Capitol Hill, let's look for this today. A congressional hearing examining potential.
Yeah, how you got a sign like this? Someone obviously printed this shit out for you. Ain't no way, dude.
Foreign influence on all these left-wing protests, including what's happening in Minneapolis.
See, that's what I think. I think it's foreign influence. I genuinely think that there's foreign influence.
Capitol Hill, let's look for this today. A congressional hearing examining potential foreign influence on all these left-wing protests.
Yeah, no, there's no way, dude. Yeah, there's no way this shit isn't foreign. There's no way it's not influenced by, like, a different country.
New report finds the Democratic Socialists of America, DSA, are echoing talking points similar to those used by U.S. adversaries undermining our country, like Russia, like China. Senior editor of investigations at Fox News Digital, Astro Bot joins us now, who's leading a lot of these reports. First, Astra, what makes you think and what leads you to believe?
There should be a path to citizenship, but just because you're born in the world doesn't mean that you can just migrate to America either. Like, that's... You know, there's only so much room that you can have in a country, you know, like, I get that we should let some of them in, but at the same time, like, again, it has to be regulated.
That there's foreign influence.
And we have to put American citizens, like, our citizens, like, immigrant citizens that have become citizens, and Americans need to come first. Then we worry about the immigrants, you know, like, that's how it has to be. And once you become a citizen, you know, you get the same thing as everybody else. But, like, you have to work to that, just like how every American has to work to getting Social Security, you know?
Protests we're seeing in the streets like Minneapolis.
Well, you know, it's been wonderful because at Fox News Digital, we've been combining traditional gumshoe reporting with high-tech tools that are out there to
America,
map this
out
network.
of room,
And so, Brian,
LOL.
this
Have you seen
network
population
includes large
density
organizations
of
in
other
the United
countries?
States that have been.
Well, I don't really care about the other countries. I care about America. I don't give a fuck about other countries. Why should I care about a non-American country? That's not my problem. I don't care about that.
And
Are you
funded
trying to
by
emotionally manipulate me into giving a shit about a foreign? I don't give a fuck.
or a tech tycoon, we should say, that is based in Shanghai named Neville Roy Singham. And today is a day of reckoning for these far-left groups because at the House Ways and Means Committee, they're going to have a hearing on this phenomena called malign foreign influence.
So they're very interested when it comes to elections, but when it comes to protests and an agenda, we're watching these signs, and you had some signs with you, and some of the phrases that keep popping
Hoarding
up.
wealth
And
at the
according
top
to
is bad.
reports, The
It's just
organization has been engaging in a dynamic DSA called
Proceed to
narrative
play.
convergence, advancing narratives that stoke domestic unrest, delegitimize state institutions, while advancing talking points aligned with hostile foreign governments. For example, do you want to give us some examples of this?
Yes, exactly. So what the report by the Network Contagion Research Institute showed is that Democratic Socialists of America went on trips to China, Venezuela, Cuba, and then they parroted the messages of those adversaries. And one of them is this one, this idea that America is a fascist state.
Okay, so your argument is you can straw man my argument, but that doesn't help the U.S. Well, importing a shitload of illegals and immigrants doesn't help America either. So what's your argument, bro? Like, you've completely derailed yourself. Like, what is your point? What are you trying to say? Because so far it seems like you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, how does importing a foreign person instead of giving that to a homeless person help America? How the fuck does that help America? The fuck? How? How does it hurt America? You can say it hurts America all you want, you just sound retarded, repeating the same thing over and over again. Saying it hurts America doesn't explain to me how it hurts America. And this is the reason why Charlie Kirk got killed, is because anytime you try to question these motherfuckers, their argument falls apart, and then they try to kill you because they know they're going to lose against you. It's sad. Yeah, it helps the rich Americans. It doesn't help the average U.S. citizen. I don't give a fuck about the rich Americans. Fuck them. They're the reason why we're in this shithole. They're the reason why America's gone down the fucking shitter. I don't give a fuck about them. I don't give a fuck about these illegals either. They need to get up out of the country. They need to go on with themselves. Find another place to go. America ain't it?
Is the answer. And so you can see in the small print, Democratic Socialists of America down at the bottom. And they are very clear in their messaging.
Yeah,
And
that's an
other
insta permaban right there,
like
bro. We're not going to talk about Charlie Kirk and the aspect of him being assassinated because he got assassinated. I genuinely think that at this point, with all of the foreign people getting involved with American politics that have no reason to be involved in, if it comes to find out that Charlie Kirk was killed by somebody who was either coerced or somebody who was paid by a foreign company to kill Kirk, to silence Americans, I would not be surprised. Not for a second.
Mirrored this language that America is a terror state. So the dynamic is one in which the propaganda is right out of the playbook of these foreign adversaries to demonize America, to vilify our federal authorities.
Yeah,
and
tax the fuck out of the rich people, bro.
That's what the committee
And if you get found in your company, if you have a company and you're importing illegals to work in your company, your bitch ass needs to go to jail. You need to go to jail forever. You just need to be locked up. You need to be debanked. You need to have all of your assets taken. The illegals that work under you need to be deported, and your ass needs to sit in jail. Period.
Flowing to places like Code Pink, which they deny, right?
Yeah.
Is this allowed? Can you be a foreign entity and supply money to adversarial groups like Code Pink?
Well, what we're breaking news this morning.
If you look into darkness, darkness looks into you.
Jason Smith has just sent a letter to two new organizations called Breakthrough News and the Tricontinental Institute, because they have been getting this money from the Singham Network along with Code Pink. The money is in the tens of millions right now, a couple hundred million combined in this network. But Brian, what happens is that America's nonprofit laws are very clear that you have to do your charitable mission. And so what Representative Smith and his committee are exploring is whether these organizations are breaking tax laws. And so it's basically the Al Capone strategy in order to disband this network that's sowing discord.
And Asra, how about the fact that last week we were talking about let's have a national shutdown, a general strike? That's also out of that playbook. But some critics would say, okay, socialists are socialists no matter where they are in America. They're just looking at the same stuff. They're not actually getting their cues from foreign entities. What do you say to that?
Oh, no. Over these years, I've been able to document so many digital toolkits, is what they call it, and the origins are all the same. These organizations in the Singham Network, the Answer Coalition, the Party for Socialism and Liberation, Code Pink, Democratic Socialists of America. And so they have the same script, and they are basically parroting this negative language. And the really important thing, Brian, is for people to know that they are calling this a new Cold War.
I do understand where Luigi Mandaloni was coming from, but the thing is you can't run around popping American citizens or foreign. You can't run around in America and kill people, bro. That's a bad idea. Maybe don't do that.
And so
I think that Luigi needs to go to jail. He needs to serve a sentence.
War is what they call it.
Because you just can't run around killing people, man. That's
and
I agree with everything that Luigi was talking about up until he killed the guy, you know?
Lawmakers now are really going to be holding them accountable, and it's going to be fireworks today in the hearing.
And it could go right back to our enemies like China, North Korea, and Russia. Asra, if you want to get the latest, go to Fox News Digital. You're leading the charge in these investigations. Asra and Amani.
Well, they can't give you an example as to why or how, because they're going to attack the person, because they can't take on the argument. They're just going to attack the person. I've seen it so many times.
Watching today on these hearings. I hope Democrats and Republicans are equally outraged, but I doubt it.
Yeah,
Thanks so
exactly.
much, Asra.
Just because you're right doesn't give you the right to go out and start killing people. Jesus Christ. Dude, if we did that, it'd be complete anarchy in America. You can't do that. You know why? Let me give you an example of how that's a bad thing. If you convince yourself that what you're doing is the right thing, and you go out and kill somebody, well, who's to say that someone else isn't going to convince themselves that them killing you isn't the right thing? If you steal from the rich people, and here's an even better example. If you steal from somebody who's rich, and you bring that to your house, and the people around you see you bringing in all this shit, who's to say that they don't steal from you? You can't live like that, man. We live in anarchy. That's a terrible thing. You don't want that.
Software.
What is this shit? Oh, pirate and more drama. We're not gonna watch that. What time is it? By the way, stick around. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11:30. We talk about all the big internet goodies. We have a ton of fun here. Stick around. Everything that I typically, unless I have to sit here and moderate the chat, I will crop out everything and put it, I'll clip out all the videos, and those will become single videos for the channel. And the streams will always be up, so you can always recheck them out. We have a Discord. You can join the Discord if you want.
Racist chud. So I will say tides are turning on this particular character.
So 2 days ago, we covered Amiru getting cancelled for one of the stupidest reasons I've ever seen. All she said was this after being asked about ICE.
If you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet. Like, hello?
A hate
Exactly.
mob of more than 100,000 posts, millions of views. And now that people are finally...
That video, that clip, that snippet got 30.1 million views.
mob of more than 100,000 posts, millions of views. And now that people are finally coming to their senses, this buffoon is still talking shit.
Like, I think
she's also another person that's getting sued into the dirt by Ethan Klein. We'll see how that goes for her.
Question in everyone's mind is, well, are you still friends with Asmongold? And people try to deflect that and say, oh, wait, everyone that you're ever friends with now needs to be disavowed? Yeah, I would hope so. Use his platform predominantly for spreading harassment against random people who don't deserve it. Absolutely.
That guy that was in this video, that was an Antifa member, which, by the way, by the United States government, whether you want to say it's Trump or who the fuck ever, has been classified as a terrorist organization. Antifa has been classified a terrorist organization. And he was out there saying, boots on the ground, bring your guns, because we're going to go and shoot this fucking place up. He didn't exactly say that. He implied that, and then went and arrested his ass for inciting violence.
Horrid behavior.
Oh, this is the one. This is that video where the dude got hit in the mouth with that brick, and he was like spitting blood everywhere because the protesters threw shit at him.
Harassment against random people who don't deserve it. Absolutely horrid behavior online.
All right, let's see how she uses her platform, shall we?
$30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear.
That is this person, and this is the mindset. You can't attack the argument, so you're going to attack the person, right? You're going to just attack their character. You're going to attack their beliefs. You're going to attack that person. How is it that you can never attack the argument? Why don't you attack the argument?
Uses her platform.
It's interesting.
$30K.
I feel like if we could all meet midway and actually treat this as a democracy, you know, as an actual democracy where you sit down and you discuss things, we'd probably be in a whole different fucking world.
Saying I'll pay $30,000 to get rid of this guy, and I'm the one on the screen.
Yeah,
it was mean.
We are talking about a multi-layered generational hater here that keeps talking about Asman almost every day.
That's so weird. That's so crazy to me because there's literally a clip.
Her day in court is coming, boys. It's going to be a beautiful day in court. I hope Ethan streams this.
You talking about how much you enjoy harassing people on the internet.
You know what the difference is? It's because they're in the game. You try to attack people that aren't trying to be involved because you want to push them onto your side. I don't attack non-confrontational like random people. Step into the arena, flag for PvP, now you've engaged.
And this is how I know that he's actually very offended on behalf of Emaru.
Oh.
Normally by now he's cracked a couple jokes. He's laughed a little bit, done some character smears by now, but he's actually so invested that for the first time in I don't even know how long, like he's actually mad about it.
Right.
He is genuinely so mad. He is genuinely so mad right now. At this point, he would have smeared my character. Who even cares what this person, everybody knows.
Well, nobody cares what you think. That's the reason why you're talking about people do care what they think. That's why you have to sell porn of yourself to pay for your lawsuit because you were too stupid to understand fair use.
Denims is a monster.
I think she understood fair use. I think she did it. She violated it on purpose. And that's what Ethan Klein is going to prove in court.
Life, financially speaking, I'm going to put her into a pickle.
You're worthless. It doesn't matter how many hate tweets that you make about somebody else. I don't need to say that about you because that's just what you are.
He never does this, taking the moral high ground. Just because somebody doesn't want to speak on something, they shouldn't have to speak on it.
That's true.
Yeah. Duh.
Yep, that's right. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. Yeah, what's wrong with that? You know, there's this thing called consent. I know you don't believe in that, but that's a thing.
I'm gonna keep doing it over and over. Where's her dignity? Oh, I don't know. I heard she's selling it for $5.
Yeah, she flushed it down the toilet.
Destiny had to wait. What's this here? Destiny had to kick her out of his house. What the fuck?
That's creepy.
I did record that conversation because the big fear I had, and this happened 2 days later. Denims goes online and she's like, "Steven kicked me out because I wouldn't fuck him."
Oh my god! It really sucks that we didn't fuck Atlas. I wanted to fuck Atlas and you. This is so fucking pathetic. I can't believe it.
There it is.
Oh my god! Is this real?
Incest is weird and a little gross, but
and it's also illegal. It's also illegal in some states. It's illegal.
Completely fine if it's in between consenting adults and there's no power creep relations. And
that's disgusting. What the fuck? What the fuck?
The people in those relationships are not having children. I think if you remove those three factors, there's nothing ethically wrong with two consenting adults.
Why do you take these people serious? Why would you ever take these people? Like, what the fuck? How have we come this far? How?
Incest is...
How? Just how, man? Holy shit. Am I going crazy? Like, what the fuck?
Racist
Oh, wait. There we go. We know we gotta check out that boy Fleekazoid. Let's go.
A truly horrible lore drop hit the world that completely changed the public's perception of the institutions we've come to respect. News so bad, Jay-Z had to flee the country. That's right, you know what I'm talking about. Highguard came out. Highguard is so bad, it made me jump out my window. Fortunately, I live on the first floor, so I walked back inside and uninstalled it. Then I left out my second floor window.
This was a free game, by the way. They couldn't use the sorry-ass excuse that they gave. I love that everything these people have advocated for is falling apart. I just love everything, even in our government, it's falling apart for them. Oh, but what about the Epstein files? Well, here's the Epstein files. Oh, what about Israel and Palestine? Here you go. Here's Israel and Palestine. Oh. That's where we're at. Like, oh, but Concord was, you had to pay $40 for Concord. Okay, well, here's effectively Concord 2, and it's free.
Another dead game. It just goes to show the lack of creativity in this industry that 2 years after Concord's release, we're already remaking it. I'm not even done reviewing Concord 2 and Concord 3 just got announced. What the fuck? God damn, it's just one Concord after another.
Yeah, they fucked up that new, it was supposed to be an MMO that was built with, like, the Horizon engine, like the Horizon Zero Dawn engine, and they wokeified the fuck out of that shit, dude. I don't know what they were thinking. This is the characters. These are the characters in the game now. And we're the racist ones? Come on!
Can't wait for Horizon Zero Salads. Horizon Forbidden Treadmill coming soon. But enough of that, Concord. We're talking about this Concord. The devs maintained radio silence before launch. They should have kept radio silence. Don't even drop the game. Just keep going and never look back. This game's like the buzzing sound in Kingsman. I play it and I want to throw a shake weight at a hippie. People are complaining that many of the reviews were left by people
How's it going,
with less than
Allison?
2 hours. If you have more than 2 hours in this game, you are worse than a scooter rider. My favorite part about this whole thing was them calling it a new breed of shooter before announcing that it was every fucking shooter. Hey, here's a new breed of dog. It's called a golden retriever. Get the fuck out of here. Getting serious here, having 6 or 7 minutes into High Guard, I now have more playtime than 80% of the reviews. So speaking with that seniority...
Well, like, I love that they were trying to say that the game was getting review bombed, and you would click on the profiles of the people that, you know, left a bad review, and they had, like, maybe 30 minutes to an hour. That's about how long it takes to how long it takes to play one match. One match in this game. You understand that there is only one type of match play style in this whole game. And it's so fucking boring. If you played, it doesn't even matter what map you're on, if you play one match, you've pretty much played the whole fucking game. There's no team deathmatch. There's no capture the flag. There's no king of the hill. There's nothing. It's just this one match, and that's it. If you play, at most it takes you like 30 minutes to get through the tutorial, play the one match, and then close the game out and uninstall it, because that's what most people did. When they realized that there was only one match in this whole game, that's what most people did, and they left a shit review.
Fucking sucks.
What is there to play in the game? Dude, there's nothing to do in the game.
Highguard is a generic game in a saturated market. Games can succeed in a saturated market, but the incumbent has to fuck up, and the other guy has to understand what hole he's filling. Fellas,
That's right.
Ark Raiders is Tarkov for VR chat players. Marvel Rivals is for people that are tired of looking at Overwatch porn. Highguard is a nothing for no one. They say they made something we've never seen. I see it right there. And there,
Apex.
and there, and there, and there.
Yep.
It's an arena shooter with resource gathering. Team
Well, the
deathmatch.
only reason why Apex took off the way it did is because it was the first one that was like Concord. I mean, like, look at the characters in it.
Battle Royale looting and Rainbow Six defense tactics, but all the prep time doesn't matter. This is like taking chlamydia, AIDS, and herpes, mixing it into a jar and drinking it. Why am I fighting 3 people on a map the size of Bulgaria? People say the new 5v5 mode fixes it. Now I'm just worried we won't be able to fill out a lobby in a few months. My biggest gripe...
The last time that it was pulled up, I think this game had like 5,000 players. That was it.
about this game is that it's boring. I don't want to play it anymore. If I had to take it from a kindergarten level to a 3rd grade level, they don't want me to shoot people in my hero shooter. There's big maps, few enemies, long spawn times, long run times, long TTK, looting to get gear, farming to get good gear, waiting to capture the flag, waiting for the siege, waiting for Daw to get his fat ass over here. If you think it's bad for you, imagine how your teammates are holding up. ADHD diagnoses are at all-time highs. Imagine if you were on the point in Overwatch and your teammate was off farming for a diamond fucking pickaxe. Well, you don't have to. That's Highguard. Before you say, get good, I'm going to get a better game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why would you want to be good at a game where there's nothing to do in it? There's literally nothing to do in the game.
Called Overwatch just came out, and it looks pretty interesting. Much more promising than Overwatch 2. And you know what that game has? Heroes that actually play differently. And Rivals, Wolverine thrashes people with all 4 inches. Spider-Man goos people up. And Visigow claps them with a round rumpus. Here, we're all just dumpster divers looking for a less shitty gun. Okay, fine, you have abilities, so I take that back. Every 5 minutes you get to remember who you're playing as, then you remember what they look like, and you get sad. Greek philosopher Janet Jackson once said, you don't know what you got till it's gone.
That's right.
I'm sorry, baby. I didn't realize what we had together. Developers these days have 2 modes. Boardroom approved and Lovecraftian horror.
I love that after they announced this game at the Game Awards, that they completely went silent when they saw the backlash. They completely dropped off the grid until the game came out again. Until the game, like, actually fully came out. It's a beautiful thing.
Characters were practically cartoons. Steroid Man.
Great ass.
Prestige Salad Dodger. You look at them, you get harder than Daw at an all-you-can-eat buffet. This is just Hero Shooter Avowed. Oh, there you are, Daw. Hey, I saw your mother the other day. I guess nothing runs in your family. You and your mama so fat, they had to put you in separate games.
Damn.
You wouldn't fit in the same game. I'm sorry, just get out of here, you salad dodger.
Yeah, that kind of does look like the child, doesn't it?
Catch up to you later. Shouldn't take long. Now all this can be forgiven if the gameplay was good, but is it? Hell no. The gunplay is impactless and the time to kill is longer than Avatar 3. But hey, maybe I'm getting too negative. Let me see if a Steam review can convince me to give the game another shot. This one looks insightful. Geoff Keighley slept with Miss Piggy so we could play this game. Thumbs up. Except most people can't play this game because the game can't fucking run. Even DSL 2.3 can't save this game's performance. You got people crashing out of the tutorial. Just as
The best thing that can happen to you in regards to this game is that you download it and you install it, whichever you're on. You go to boot it up and it crashes. That's the best thing that could happen for you. What I advise you do at that point is to slowly but surely work your way back over to either the Steam page, PlayStation, or Xbox and uninstall it. That's the best thing you can do. You will be effectively removing a virus off your console.
Playing. If your game crashes in the tutorial, here in Texas, we call that divine intervention. Take the money you would have spent on skins, throw a little bit of it into the plate on Sunday, then take what's left and go buy this big titty shirt for 10% off using code PIMP. I'm sick and tired of these premature babies. You shouldn't release a game if you need 2 more years to finish it. People say, oh, don't say mean things about the game. Give them time. Let them cook. That's what the dev time was for. You had years to cook. cook. Don't bring the chef out of the kitchen
Right.
once the meal is on my table to finish sodomizing my beef lo mein.
Yeah, like how can you sit there and say, "Well, give them time. The game needs time." It's like the game released. If the game's not done, don't release the fucking game. It's the finished product. If you come to market, you are presenting a finished product.
Talking about fixing the game and bringing back the 100,000 players they got on launch. I hate to break it to you, but unless you can tweak this game into being Titanfall 3, you don't have a shot. This game was developed in secrecy, it should have been released in secrecy, and it should have died in secrecy. And
That's
I
right.
mean no respect to Jeff Keighley, but you did this. We all know Joff sacrificed High Guard to promote his appearance on The Muppet Show. He said,
"No!
He literally brought that game to die on the chopping block in front of everybody. They were gonna die quietly in the backdrop, and Jeff Keighley was like, "No, man, I got you." Gave them a spot that was worth millions of dollars, put them front and center for their public execution. See, this is the best part. Whenever you see these people doing this, they're not helping each other. They're literally causing their own downfall, and it's a beautiful thing. They're so stupid they don't realize it.
The wreckage, brother.
I know it, he knows it, he knows it, he knows it, he knows it, you know it, I know it, he knows it. I'd rather stare at this wall waiting for Neo 3 than keep playing this game. 9 out of 10 rage bait from Joke Keighley.
Joke Keighley,
But
love
duh,
it.
you've eaten everything.
Not everything. Not yet.
Thanks to the flock of pimps for bankrolling this video, and another huge thanks to everyone that used code PIMP.
Yo, W Fleekazoid, man. Bro's always cooking. W Fleekazoid. Alright. Alright, we gonna watch this jackass light himself on fire, and then we probably gonna roll out of here for the day. We'll be back on tomorrow, bright and early, boys, but we gonna watch this first, because I want to watch this. So apparently this retarded dumbass decided to... I want to say what that is, but then YouTube's gonna stick their finger up my ass, and I don't want that. But yeah, I mean, he should just be thankful he's alive, because if I figured out who he was and he was in my backyard fucking with my car, we'd have a problem. Fucking moron, dude. Look at this idiot. Look at this moron. Man, you can't help but laugh at him.
What you just saw was a sex offender who just took his shot at arson for the first time. Surveillance footage shows the suspect walk onto the property, approach a $40,000 Cadillac Escalade with a gas can.
Man. 40K.
An audio from the surveillance can be heard of gasoline being poured on the vehicle.
What a dumbass, dude. What are you doing?
He then lights the vehicle on fire, likely with a lighter or a match.
You failed at being a sex offender, so now we gotta light shit on fire, right?
Drops
How'd
the
that
gas
go
can
for
on
you?
the grass, accidentally sets himself on fire.
You know
as
what
the
they say, losers are gonna lose, right?
into flames. He then runs off the property in a panic. What happens
Oh
next
my
though,
god,
would be even
dude.
more unexpected.
Fucking look at this guy, dude. He's still on fire running. He's still on fire. Yo, how do you fuck up this bad, bro? I can't even put it out. Oh, God. Oh my fucking God, bro. Oh, convenient police patrol. No way. Oh my God, bro! Oh no!
Stop! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Oh my God!
211, dispatch.
Oh man, W Midwest safety! Oh fuck!
Hello. Kilo car
Oh
fire.
dude!
Stop resisting.
Oh my God! Yeah, bro just cooked himself. He literally just cooked himself, and then the police officer cooked him too.
Oh man, shut up.
Bro, it It is a crime to humanity that this person is still alive. This is what we call somebody who somehow, by some miraculous miracle, dodged natural selection multiple times in their lives. And God is just like, dude, you just gotta go away, man. We just gotta get rid of you. He's an abomination at this point.
I got piss on your stomach. I got piss. I got piss. Stop resisting.
I know, right? Even hell rejected him.
Put your hand behind your back.
Jesus fucking Christ.
211 dispatch. Send fire for this guy too. He's gonna be in custody.
You know what makes this even worse? The fact that they had the doorbell cam and the back porch cam capture all of it. The dude picked the worst house in the entire neighborhood, lit the car on fire and himself, tried to run away, ended up having to drop in the front ring cam, pat his pants out with a cop that just so happened around the corner. And it was all caught on camera. Every single bit of it. Bro, like...
On fire. Stop resisting!
You should just not be a bad person if your luck is this bad. Just don't, bro. Stay out of casinos. Keep your nose clean.
Stop f***ing resisting.
Oh, man.
Give me your hand.
Damn, that sucks. That really sucks, man. That car is gone.
Car on fire in the area of... Why'd you light that car on fire?
Because he's retarded. Duh! Bro, he lit the gas can on fire, too. This moron managed to light the damn gas can on fire.
Dispatch is fully involved in a use of force. How use force? Shut up.
You shouldn't be a criminal because you're just no damn good at it. Seriously. You're no good at being a criminal, bro.
In arson cases, potato chips are sometimes used as fire starters, which could be why the suspect mentions he has chips on him. However, since this is his first documented arson case, he could have just been hungry.
No way, dude. You mean to tell me that even if this dude... Oh my god. So if he had gotten stopped... You know it... Which you know he would have been stopped because he's a black dude. You know he was going to get stopped. So if he managed to get out of the neighborhood, you know for a fact that they would have solved the potato chips at the scene. They would have found this black dude walking around. And they would have stopped him and he would have got caught anyway just for having the potato chips on him. I can't. There is no helping somebody like this. There's no helping this person.
Anything else on you know about me?
Oh no. Blame the late. Fuck, bro, I can't.
Pulling off car fire. Get in there.
We have an arson in the area. Sir, could you come over here? Why? It's because you're black. Get over here. Anyway, do you have potato chips on you?
Move your feet.
Oh, man. Jesus. That's not an actual reason to pull somebody over. But you know that's the sorry-ass excuse a lot of these people give. In their head, anyway. They're not going to say it out loud, but... Oh, man. Fuck. Car that was moved. Damn, they got a big-ass property. It's all cemented, too.
211
That's a nice property. I bet they save so much money on cutting that grass, boy. Let me tell you.
Start knocking and see if you can get people. Fucker lit himself on fire. All of a sudden, I'm in the vehicle. No, oh, that's his gas can. Yeah. Because he was right over there in front of the house, and he was on fire. Move your squad for fire.
Dumb bitch set himself on fire.
I got your guy. Okay. He lit himself on fire.
He lit himself on fire?
Yeah, he lit the car on fire. I was in the park, and I saw the car fire, and he was out in the front yard.
This is what we gotta compete with, boys. See, the whole reason why they have to attack your character and who you are... it's because they don't have any other kind of argument. They know they're gonna lose that shit if they try.
It's on fire.
Oh my god, dude. I'm dying. I'm dead, bro.
I came in, but I didn't see anybody come out.
Oh,
dude. What?
Is he screaming? What's he fucking screaming for?
What? Shut up.
Yo, the cop is like, nah, dude, not tonight.
What?
Oh, we need a dozen more cops just like this.
I can't breathe. Shut up.
I can't breathe, man. I can't breathe. I am burning.
Shut up.
Oh, dude.
You lit yourself on fire.
Yeah.
You dumbass motherfucker.
Watch him.
Oh my god.
Somebody needs to check him out because he was on fire. Okay.
Damn, bro, that car is gone. No, dude, they ain't no saving that car. That bitch is gone. That sucks so bad.
Deal with that. He can wait.
That was the captain. That's the captain. That's the captain. That's the captain of the fire team right there. Those are his guys.
He can wait. Is that your Escalade?
Red helmet is captain. White is higher above captain. Usually if you see white out on a fire scene, it's bad. If you see somebody sitting in a SUV that has fire marked on the side of it, typically that is the chief for the night or the day. So if you see that, it's bad. If you see an SUV rolling behind a fire truck, that means they're going to something real bad. It's going to be bad. Whatever it is, whether it's a fire or a mass casualty incident, it's going to be bad, or something that flipped over on the road. They usually end up tagging along to something that sounds really bad.
Yeah. Okay, you got your ID, boss?
I gotta go get out the house.
Okay.
Is that gas station?
Yep. You saw him? I didn't. Oh, I saw him on the front. His left leg was on fire.
Bro's argument is as strong as the Lay's chips.
Put two and two together, and he was fucking running. Oh. So I told him to stop. I pulled up, told him to stop, and he started. And then, yeah, because he was running. So I pulled up, hopped out, told him to stop, and he continued running. Took him down over there. Hooked him up.
Where's he at?
Mine. Yeah, he's mine.
After police spoke further with the victim who owns the Cadillac Escalade, he revealed his vehicle was worth approximately $40,000 and that he didn't give anyone...
he jumping himself. I'll be like, man, that car was like $100K, man. Yeah, I hate that, yeah, that was $100K. Bro, where you getting a Cadillac? Don't ask those questions, man. Don't do that. It was 100K.
Permission to set his car on fire. He also said that he doesn't know who the suspect.
I don't think anyone would give anybody permission to set their car on fire. The Escalade was worth approximately $40,000. Mr. Blank said that he didn't give anyone permission to set his car on fire. Oh my God.
The suspect, Stephen, has a wide range of criminal history, including
Bro, why you let these people keep getting out?
being a sex offender and not registering himself as one, domestic battery, soliciting a child for and tampering with a GPS device, while he had never had any history of committing arson. For this case, he was charged with felony arson of a property other than a building, felony bail jumping, and resisting obstructing. After pleading guilty to all 3 charges, he was sentenced to 2 years.
He's not even... That's it for 2 years, bro. That's it? Bro's car has got burnt into the pavement, and all this dude got was 2 years?
Prison and 2 years of extended supervision. He was also ordered to have no contact with the victim, pursue and maintain employment, complete a mental health evaluation, and to pay $14,106.52.
Damn, bro got ripped off. He should have said that number was way higher. That's crazy. 14K, dude. And you know that motherfucker ain't gonna pay that shit. You know he's not gonna pay that. Who's gonna hire this dude? He's got a history of battery and freaking, stuff with kids. And then he tried to fucking, what? Why would you even let this person go back out into society? Just keep him there.
Restitution to the victim. While Milwaukee, Wisconsin has a history of large amounts of arson incidents in previous years.
I wonder why.
Data from the Milwaukee Police
2 years in prison.
Suggests arson-involved crimes are actually beginning to trend down, with a 41% decrease from 2025 to 2026. Throughout the past 10 years, police in Milwaukee and around the country have taken measures to help prevent and deal with arson cases, working closely with fire departments, partnering with federal departments like ATF, and increasing advertisements for the public to report suspicious activity are some of the many strategies police departments around the country have employed and continue to practice to deal with arson cases.
This isn't rare in Milwaukee because over the past several years, the city has seen hundreds of arson incidents. They had 289 in 2020, 247 in 2020.
I had an arson bug. We had to deal with an arson bug. There were 2, I would assume they were teens that were riding around on a 4-wheeler that we saw at every, because we usually had a neighborhood and we got 4 calls one after the other. And what's sad is that I don't like bragging too much, but I was too damn good at my job. I was a little too good. So it kind of worked out in the end to an extent, right? So the first one was at, damn it has been so long. I think the first one was at some kind of pipe. Another one was at a house. And then the one after that was at the back part of a house, right? And when we caught that one, we ended up having to wait for a fire marshal to come in so they can do an investigation. And what sucks is that if I had taken longer with some of the fire, then we wouldn't have gotten stuck there. But we were there for close to 3 hours waiting on the arson investigator to come in. We rolled up the fucking hoses. We had everything put away, and we was just chilling. We was just chilling on our phones in the truck, waiting for the arson investigator.
1-255.
If you can get past the claustrophobia and the darkness and the fear of fire, if you have any, it's literally one of the best jobs you will ever be a part of. Even the gratitude is amazing. It's an amazing job. It really is.
It's still 200 in 2023. That's homes, cars, and neighborhoods left damaged, and first responders answering calls that should never have been made. Fighting arson is about strategy. Fast 911 responses, cameras that catch movement, and good investigation to catch patterns before another fire starts. So when the officer finds his suspect on the sidewalk in flames, that's strong evidence of something no arsonist probably thinks about. People start fires for a few reasons. Some are obsessed with flames, some are trying to hide something else, and some are chasing insurance money. And a lot of times it's just revenge turned violent. Fire doesn't stay where you put it because cars can explode, smoke spreads, and suddenly everyone nearby is in your mess. You don't get to start a fire, then act surprised when the heat comes back on you.
Unless you're retarded enough to start a fire and then light yourself on fire too in the process. Oh, dude. Man, I gotta get up out of here. All right, boys, we rolling. Oh, we rolling. We'll be back on tomorrow bright and early. Like I said, we're here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to noon. If you're new here, stick around. We go through all the good stuff. We have a ton of fun here. We make fun of people that are retarded. You know, all that good stuff. But we'll be back on tomorrow bright and early. Stay safe out there. Stay friendly. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being you. Try to put a smile on someone's face. You might change their whole day or their whole life. You never know. And I'll catch you boys tomorrow. Stay safe, stay friendly, and have fun. Not too much fun, though. And we do that one. Actually, you know what? Yeah, no.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip, and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning,